This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Plano East Panthers football is on SportsSoundsRadio.com. This broadcast of Plano East Panthers football is sponsored by Rodenbaugh's, Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. Buford Roofing and Construction. When you use Buford Roofing and Construction, you can consider yourself protected and customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road at I-635. Plano ISD football is a presentation of SportsSoundsRadio.com.
The Plano East Panthers come into tonight's finale with nothing to lose. At just 1-8 on the 2014 season, Joey McCullough knows his first year as the Panthers head ball coach was a bit of a disappointment, but he also knows the future is burning bright with a sophomore quarterback and a plethora of skill position players set to return in 2015. Tonight, Plano East faces the ultimate test in the way of Kyler Murray and the reigning, defending state champion Allen Eagles. Allen doesn't rebuild, they simply reload, and they're once again poised to make another title run in this year's postseason. Welcome to Tom Kimbrough Stadium on this beautiful autumn night. I'm Eli Jordan, along with my broadcast partner, analyst Rick Folletti. And Rick, it's been a tale of two seasons for Plano East and Allen. Plano East takes the field tonight for the final time in 2014. They enter at just 1-8 on the season, while Allen, coming off a 70-41 mauling of Soso Jamabo and the Plano West Wolves last week, are undefeated and look ready for another run through the playoffs.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for the introduction here. We want to welcome you into the broadcast here tonight. It's, as you had mentioned, it has been a tale of two seasons. Plano East and Allen, one doing really well and has high aspirations for a third straight state championship, and this would be their first run for a state championship in 6A, as this is a new division for the state of Texas. And also Plano East, at a first year under Joey McCullough, has faced some adversity, if you will, with injuries, young players, and also a tale of mistakes here early on and midway and late in the season for Plano East. Allen, let's get to Allen and their playoff potential run. I see them potentially having a great chance to go through the playoffs and get deep into the playoffs. My only concern moving forward with Allen is their Achilles heel for their football team, and their Achilles heel, in my opinion, is their defense. A young defense with three starting sophomores who gave up 41 points to Denton Guyer, 53 to Dutch Fork of South Carolina, and they also gave up 24 to Flower Mound Marcus, and then they gave up 41 to Plano West. So if we look at anything that could potentially be like I said, an Achilles heel or something to worry about with a long playoff run, it would have to be that Eagle defense.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there, Rick. I mean, a game, you mentioned the Flower Mound game, Marcus game. In particular, Flower Mound Marcus had Allen on the ropes late in that game. Allen, of course, able to come away with a win there, but you never know in District 6, 6A, these teams are so talented from top to bottom, and Allen, of course, is the cream of the crop. What they did to Plano West last week was simply amazing. A lot of people had Plano West in that game. Soso Jamabo comes out there and has 5 touchdowns on the ground, over 200 yards rushing, and they still can't keep up with Kyler Murray and company. And, Rick, we could sit here and talk about guys like Kyler Murray and Jalen Guyton, who is the number one receiving threat for the Allen Eagles. We could talk about those guys all night long. It would be completely warranted. They are some of the best, most talented players in the entire country. But let's talk about Plano East for a second and a couple of guys they have that here in a couple of years might be a Kyler Murray and a Jalen Guyton type of hookup. Let's talk about their 2015 returning starters. You've got Miklo Smalls, a sophomore quarterback coming back next year. We hope he's coming back next year. And then you've got Adi Omotosho, who's his number one receiver, who's really turned it on over the last couple of weeks.
Miklo Smalls is a special talent. We have seen him grow up over the last few weeks with that star-studded performance against Louisville, accounting for 8 touchdowns, 7 of them in the air. And you look at Miklo Smalls before that, he had faced some injuries and, had hopes to be the starting quarterback coming out of training, coming out of the offseason. And early on, Coach had started switching between Miklo Smalls and Miles Thompson, but absolutely Miklo has come on here in the late parts of the season. And Adi Omotosho, who is just a junior, has offers by Duke, and definitely you've seen them come on a little bit here late in the season. Omotosho with the 4 touchdowns. And last week we saw him and Miklo Smalls on the same page as we saw him directing traffic and moving Omotosho as if, he was Tony Romo talking to Terrence Williams out there and making some really special moves as young players. So I really think that if you put this season aside and you look moving forward at what the talent that is building on Plano East's offensive side of the ball, you've got to really find some things to look forward to for next year.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think the future is bright. Unfortunately, one of the things that comes along with a younger team is the inability to kind of get over the hump whenever you're in a close game. We've seen it the last couple of weeks. Last week against Hebron, the mistakes killed them once again. And then 2 weeks ago, a game that they really had Louisville beat. They let Louisville come screaming back in the final 7 minutes of that game to win that one. So, it's one of those things that as a young team that doesn't have a lot of senior leadership, they've got to figure out a way to get the job done in these close games. I think that's something we'll see over the coming season in 2015. Hopefully we'll see that in 2015. But tonight against Allen, it's all about just trying to do the little things and not make the mistakes, the turnovers and the penalties that have killed them the last couple of weeks.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, tonight is going to be a very interesting game for Plano East. I mean, they come in, they're facing they're facing the champions from last year, like you said, and
2 years running.
2 years running champions, and they've got to come out and they've got to play their best game if they want to compete in this game tonight. They can't have costly turnovers like they had last week, fumbling at the 5-yard line, and being able to get some key stops on 4th down and then getting some penalties that will really cost you as well, and really just kicking yourself in the foot or shooting yourself in the foot rather whenever you have good starting field position. Mistakes will cost you against a team like Allen. There is no way that you can turn the ball over and hope to have any sort of competitive chance in this game tonight.
And we'll talk more about tonight's matchup as we progress through the pregame show. We'll hear from Coach Joey McCullough coming up in just a little bit about some of those keys to the game. We'll also give our keys to the game as well for tonight's broadcast. But in a moment, we'll come back. We'll talk about some of the games from around the area, and we'll also talk about some of the potential playoff matchups as we head for the postseason. That's coming up next on Plano East Panthers Countdown to Kickoff right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Mm-hmm. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair,
See the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for Team Middle Management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
It is a beautiful moonlit night here at Tom Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas. Welcome back to the Plano East Countdown to Kickoff. I'm Eli Jordan, along with my broadcast partner tonight, Rick Folletti. And as we get you ready for Plano East and Allen, let's take a look at some of the other games from around the area and talk about some of the potential playoff matchups coming your way next week and on into the 2014 playoffs. Tonight, of course, you've got some other 6A games. Let's talk just a second, Rick, about some of those games. The teams that have now clinched a berth out of District 6A, you've got Allen, of course, who is the Division I number 1 seed. They are undefeated. We will see them play here in about 18 minutes or so. You've got Plano West. They are Division I number 2 seed. And then you've got McKinney Boyd, who is in Division II, and Plano, who is also in the playoffs from Division II. The only thing we don't have decided yet are what the seeding will be between McKinney Boyd and Plano. Those key games tonight. Hebron is at McKinney Boyd, and Plano is over in Louisville to take on the Fighting Farmers. So we'll figure out the Division II seeding by virtue of those games tonight. Boyd's head-to-head win over Plano. Boyd gets the top Division II seed with a win over Hebron or a Louisville win over Plano. And to get the top seed, Plano would need to beat Louisville and have Hebron beat Boyd. So for all intents and purposes, it looks like Plano will end up with that seed. But we will see how it shakes out tonight as we move on throughout tonight. But Rick, go ahead and tell us just a little bit more about some of those playoff scenarios.
All right, so here is the schedule for 5-6A versus 6-6A games at AT&T Stadium. This Thursday, the 5-6A Division I winner will play Plano West at 6 p.m., okay? And then this Friday, the 6-6A Division II winner, which will either be McKinney Boyd or Plano, will play the 5-6A Division II runner-up at 6 p.m. So McKinney Boyd or Plano will either play this Friday at 6 p.m. And then Saturday, the other team that is the Division II runner-up for 6-6A will play Denton Guyer. So Plano or McKinney Boyd will either play Denton Guyer or the 5-6A Division II runner-up. And also, Allen is already seeded to play the 5-6A Division I runner-up at 5 p.m.
And, of course, all these games over at AT&T Stadium in Arlington where the Dallas Cowboys play their games. So, and I should mention these times, a lot of times these games do run a little bit late because there are several games stacked on top of one another. So you might see a team like Allen in this Denton Guyer game. These games may run just a little bit behind, especially that Allen game that's scheduled to start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll probably really start at more like about 5:45-ish. I know in my experience those games are always running just a little bit delayed over there.
Absolutely.
Want to get you caught up on just a couple of more games that we're going to be keeping our eyes on from around the area here tonight. You've got Capel and Haltom out of District 7 6A. You've got Southlake Carroll and Hearst LD Bell as well. They get started here at 7:30. And just a couple more, South Grand Prairie and Cedar Hill. A lot riding on that game tonight as well, depending on what happens there. Cedar Hill, if they take care of business, I believe that basically finalizes the entire 6A playoff schedule. We've got to wait and see exactly what takes place over there tonight to see who plays who and all that good stuff. But a lot of meaning in that game between Cedar Hill and South Grand Prairie over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. We'll try and keep you updated on that game as well. A couple others we will keep our eyes on here for you tonight. You've got Garland and Rockwall, and then as well you've got Mesquite-Horn and Lake Highlands and North Mesquite and Mesquite. So some games with some playoff implications around the area tonight. We will certainly try and keep you updated on those scores as we move throughout the broadcast and at halftime as well. Here at Kimbrough Stadium, it's Plano East and Allen. After the break, we'll take a look at some of our keys to the game for both of these squads. That's coming up next on Panthers Countdown to Kickoff right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
And we are back here at Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas. I'm Eli Jordan, along with my broadcast analyst for tonight, Rick Folletti, and got the senior night activities going on down on the field here at Tom Kimbrough Stadium and honoring all the seniors for Plano East here tonight. And let's take a minute, Rick, and let's talk about some of the keys to the game here for both of these teams tonight. And I know for myself, if we're talking about Allen, it's all about trying to get through this week unscathed. You know, you certainly don't want to have any unnecessary injuries here tonight with the playoffs on the horizon. I expect some relatively conservative play calling, especially in the second half, and I wouldn't be shocked to maybe see these starters take a seat, if this thing gets out of hand early.
I mean, really, there's nothing really to play here for Allen tonight. I mean, they've already summed up where they're going to be playing. They've already locked up their playoff seed, so if anything, maybe just to keep a little bit of the rhythm going with the starters, keep the momentum going with that they've had, a high-powered offense. And I don't expect, like you said, to see them playing very much here tonight, although selfishly I would like to see them play because there is going to be a lot of high-powered players out there that we're going to see playing on Saturdays, and you never know, could potentially be playing on Sundays.
Yeah, certainly, no doubt about that. Now, Plano East, they've got some talent on the offensive side of the football as well, and I feel like this is a learning experience for not only Plano East offensively, but defensively as well for these younger kids. It's about building these young offensive stars, in particular their confidence moving on into 2015. It's great experience for a young team to face the defending champs, especially a team with as many superior athletes like Allen has, and you can always take a learning experience for what it's worth. You certainly hope Plano East comes out to play tonight and this game is a close game. But if for some reason it's not, you certainly want these younger players to remember that feeling and know exactly what it's like to face a caliber of athlete like Allen will bring in here this evening.
I mean, this is nothing but positive in my mind for Plano East. Even if they don't get a victory here tonight, they're going to go against a very high-powered opponent, and they're going to be able to see what it's like to face a team like that, and to see that's going to be their lasting impression for the last game of the year. So, going into the off season, they're going to be able to remember that, and they're going to have that fresh in their memory. And not only that, but nobody likes to lose. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're playing Allen or if you're playing Texas A&M as a high school team. I know that's not possible, but everybody wants to win. You don't want to lose, and nobody on that Plano East Panthers sideline is conceding a victory tonight, and I can guarantee you that. They are going to come here, and they're going to give the Eagles every single bit of energy and enthusiasm that they have tonight. And, that you can expect that from a Coach McCullough coach team, and they will come out here and they will play tough tonight. And like you said, they need to build some confidence for next season. And Miklo Smalls, they've got Audio Matosho, Zadok Wilson, Deontay Powell. Those are all young guys that will be returning next year. And so let's build up some of that confidence moving forward.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, it's very much a play like there's no tomorrow, because there isn't a tomorrow for a lot of these seniors. And, for these sophomores and juniors that'll be playing again next year, they've got an entire offseason to build up their skills and to prepare for next year. But you know what? Have some fun tonight. Open up that playbook. Try and make something happen. Throw in a few trick plays, some unconventional formations. Try and create some turnovers. You know what? Make this game fun tonight, and you never know what can happen. When we come back, we will have a conversation with Plano East head coach Joey McCullough. That's coming up next on the Plano East Panthers Countdown to Kickoff on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
With Plano East head coach Joey McCullough. And, Coach, another close game last week. You don't come up on the right end, but, a hard-fought game and one that you really had a chance to win. Tough Hebron team. Tell us a few of your thoughts on the game last week before we get into Allen.
Well, I just think it goes back to execution. We turn the ball over. That's what we preach all the time. We talk about being able to run the football, stop the run. We kind of petered out late on the defensive end of the ball. Side of the ball, but when it comes down to it, it's 4 turnovers. Turn the ball over inside the 5. Whether that had to do with the cast on Miklo's hand, I'm not really sure, but turned the ball over twice and had 2 interceptions. And it's hard to win when you have 4 turnovers.
Now, it's no secret Allen's one of the best teams in the country. They've got Kyler Murray, who's Gatorade Player of the Year 2 years in a row, one of the best players in the entire country. Now, obviously, it would be ridiculous to think that you can stop him altogether, but you can slow him down. Tell us how you might think about doing that tonight.
Well, I think he's one of those guys you're better off if you keep him in the pocket. I think you mix things up, but I really believe the worst thing you can do is flush that guy and get him running. I think you're better off just keeping him in the pocket, making him step up, making him throw the ball and deliver it. But got a big-time challenge tonight. He's a great player, one of the fastest I've ever seen. Not very big guy, but he's a great player. They got great receivers in Guyton, a lot of weapons. We just want to go out there tonight and fight. We want to take one play at a time. We know it's an ultimate challenge tonight, and I'm not even talking about winning. I'm talking about playing the best that we can play, and that's what I've asked each young man to do, to continue to fight, prepare to win, and always fight. Give your best effort that you have, and then you can't be disappointed in whatever the outcome is.
Now, for your seniors, tonight will be the last time many of them play competitive football. And, without being too specific, because that's between you and the seniors, but tell us some of the things maybe you tell them in the locker room before their final game.
Well, I think Coach Hedgecock, who talked to our players tonight, he's a corner, and he talked about growing up being a Marine. Even though his dad was the Marine, he never was a Marine. He said, but because of it, he was really a Marine. And he talked about, the little things and about how he, grew up, and he was in a high school that went 1-9, and then they went 8-2, and then they went 7-3, and it talked about how they changed the culture of that team and how the seniors had a chance had a big part in laying the bricks and the foundation for that program. And what he was pretty much telling those kids, he goes, seniors tonight, he said, you have a big part in turning this program around. And once you're a Panther and you wear the black and gold, you're always a Panther. And we talked about it this week, all week, about honor and pride. It's an honor to put the black and gold on, and you have to have pride in where you go to school and what you do. And that's part of changing that culture. It's got to be important to you. It's got to mean something. And to me, it's the little things that we do, how we dress, how we act, how we behave, how we continue to fight. I'm talking all 4 quarters. And I think we've done that. When you lose 4 ball games by single digits, 17 points is the division of 4 losses in our district, which is one of the toughest in the state of Texas. It shows you right there that the little things do matter. And those are the things that we've worked on this year. We've talked about our seniors, and Landis Durham and Austin Corbett. Those 2 guys being 3 years players, being the leaders, being the guys that police that locker room and the way things are. And I've been really proud of our kids this year, the way they fight. We try not to point fingers. We just try to do the very best we can every day. We take every day like it's our last. We appreciate it. And I've talked to the kids about that. I said no matter what, whether you make the playoffs or where you don't, there's only going to be one team that ends the year happy, and that's the team that wins the state championship. And I told them to go out tonight and to have fun, play every play like it's your last, and come out swinging.
All right, Coach, we certainly appreciate you taking the time to spend with us here this afternoon, and best of luck not only tonight but again in 2015. We look forward to seeing you again.
All right, well, I thank you very much, and it's been an honor and a privilege working with you this year.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, that was Plano East Panthers head coach Joey McCullough. And when we come back, it's the Panthers and Eagles live from Kimbrough Stadium. The starting lineups and the kickoff are coming up next on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
It is Plano East and the defending state champion Allen Eagles here tonight from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. As we get you set for the kickoff between Plano East and Allen, here is a look at tonight's starting lineups. For Allen offensively, their coordinator is Jeff Fleener. It is his 9th season at Allen. At left tackle is Greg Little. He is committed to Texas A&M to play at the next level, along with his starting quarterback Kyler Murray. The left guard is Cody Wheeler. The center is Connor Kramer. The right guard is Brian Cornell. The right tackle is William Sherman. The wide receivers are Jalen Guyton. He is committed to play at Notre Dame, along with Cody Butler, Lee Morris, and Kerry Hall. The running back tonight for the Allen Eagles is David Feliciano. And the starting quarterback, you've heard all about him in the pregame show. It is Kyler Murray. He is a senior. He is a Texas A&M pledge and the nation's #1 rated dual-threat quarterback. For Plano East defensively, it's a 3-4 look with a jack outside linebacker. Their defensive coordinator is John LeBeau. The defensive end is Ralph French. The nose tackle is Deion Davis. The other defensive end is Trayvon Ransom. At linebacker, you have the senior Austin Corbett. This will be his last game in a Plano East uniform. He's the leader in tackles and a Rivals 2-star recruit. The other linebackers are sophomore Anthony Hines III and Michael Alleman. The jack linebacker is Marquise Morrow. The cornerbacks are Jordan Williams and Alante Williams. The strong safety is Reuben Donald, and the free safety is Mark Loveland. For Plano East, offensively, the left tackle is Alan Sarabia. The left guard is Cole Moore. The center is Dane Cordell. The right guard is Howard Mullins. The right tackle is Charles Edgett. The tight end is Carson Young. The wide receivers are Cameron Moore, Zadok Wilson, who had 3 touchdown receptions a couple of weeks ago against the Louisville Fighting Farmers, and Adi Omotosho, who's a big play threat, who's really come on the last couple of weeks. The running back is Deontay Powell, and the quarterback is sophomore Miklos Smalls, who has also really come on over these last couple of weeks. The Allen defense, it's a 4-3 look. Their coordinator is Corey Kane. The defensive ends are Suone Tupou and Tanner Leday. The defensive tackles are George Brooks and Ryan Hinman. The linebackers are Dallas George, James Tupou, who is the younger brother of defensive end Suone Tupou, and Taylor Whistler. The corners are Anthony Taylor and Michael Newsom. The strong safety is Jalen Ellis, and the free safety is Jalen Jones. He's got offers from Miami, TCU, and Baylor as just a junior. The captains for tonight for the Plano East Panthers here on senior night are Tyler Garza, Javon Redmond, Edgar Abrego, Landis Durham, and Austin Corbett, all seniors across there tonight as the captains. And we are about set to go here as the teams are now making their way out onto the playing surface here at Tom Kimbrough Stadium. And it's going to be a fun senior night here tonight for Plano East. The defending state champs are in the building. And the Allen Eagles have congregated on the far sideline getting prepared for tonight's game. Plano East is now on the near sideline. They are being led out by Alante Williams, the senior defensive back. He is waving the flag in front of the giant Plano East inflatable helmet. And here come the Plano East Panthers as they are getting ready to tear through their gigantic Plano East sign at about midfield. Plano East wearing their black uniforms here tonight. They are the home team, although Allen has played some home games here at Kimbrough Stadium this year with their stadium problems that they have had. Have been well reported about that. And Allen on the far sideline, they wear their white road uniforms tonight with the blue pants, very much a Houston Texan-esque looking uniform. They've got the navy blue helmets with the red letters and red socks. As we are about set for the kickoff here tonight, it's Plano East and Allen, and looking forward to getting this game underway. For both of these teams, there are no playoff implications as Plano East comes into tonight's game just 1-8. But they are playing for pride here tonight and for their seniors on senior night. For the Allen Eagles, they are getting ready to make another playoff run and looking for their third consecutive state title. We are going to take a quick break here as we get ready for the national anthem. When we come back, we will have the kickoff for you. It's Plano East and Allen tonight from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Welcome back to Tom Kimbrough Stadium. Here it is Plano East and Allen tonight. And let's go ahead and take it down to the field for the national anthem. And there's your national anthem. We are all set to go here from Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas. I'm Eli Jordan along with my broadcast partner, Rick Folletti. Certainly glad you could join us here on this beautiful Friday night for football. It is the Plano East Panthers and the Allen Eagles, and it is a packed house here tonight to see the two-time defending state champions. It's senior night for Plano East, and Allen, of course, travels very well. On the far side of the field, their stands are completely full, and here on the near side, just a few empty seats here and there. And what is anticipated to be a fun matchup to watch tonight against the 1-8 Plano East Panthers and the undefeated Allen Eagles. The teams are getting ready to take the field right now, and it looks like Plano East will kick to Allen to start this football game, and so Plano East will have a tall order defensively to start out as Allen will send that offensive unit out onto the field to start tonight's game.
I like the call by Coach McCullough, though, going on defense first. They did win the toss, and they chose to go on defense first. Let's see if they can't stop them here. It'd be a big boost to the momentum if they're able to get a stop.
It is the always dangerous Jalen Guyton back deep to receive for Allen. It is Henry Matson standing at about his own 31-yard line. The ball is placed at the center of the field at the 40. Here is Matson. It's a pooch-style kick down to the near sideline. He kicks it away from Guyton, and that is Jalen Jones, the cornerback, who takes the ball and brings it out to the 26-yard line, and that's where we will see Kyler Murray in that Allen offense for the first time here this evening. Allen is led by head coach Tom Westerberg. He's in his 11th year as the head coach at Allen. 126-16 is his record. 8 straight district championships and back-to-back state titles, so an impressive resume from Westerberg. And here is Kyler Murray out of the shotgun. He's got David Feliciano to his left. Here's the snap. Bubble screen out to the left. It's Cody Butler, and Butler picks up 7 yards on first down, so right away Allen getting Kyler Murray's arm warmed up as he throws the bubble screen for 7.
Hey, they didn't score.
That is true. Dynamite analysis. 2nd down and 3. Here's Murray now out of the gun once again. Fires near side, has his man. Hooks up this time with his wide receiver. That's Jalen Sharp, the senior, and Sharp is across midfield and up to the Plano East 49.
They're running with an up-tempo offense, running spread formations. They are going to throw the ball here tonight.
Feliciano to the left of Murray. Ball just across the midfield stripe. Blitz coming. It's Anthony Hines. Murray scrambling up the middle. He's at the 40. He's dangerous. He's at the 30 and dragged down from behind. A nice sure tackle by Jordan Williams as he was able to get over and clip Kyler Murray's legs out from under him. But another first down, and Allen is motoring down the field here early. Ball at the 31 on the near hash. Here is a fake handoff, another bubble screen. This time it's to Guyton, and Guyton breaks a tackle. He's inside the 15, down at the 10, shakes another tackler at the 5, and walks into the end zone. So Kyler Murray and Jalen Guyton hook up on the wide receiver screen, and Guyton takes it the distance, and right away, just 1 minute into our contest, it is 6-0 Allen.
Boy, they just drove down the field in 1 minute, and they did 5 plays and made that look so simple. The speed of the offense getting up to the line of scrimmage and moving so fast. Boy, that was a powerful drive.
And the extra point off the foot of Sawyer Williams is up, and it is good. That's his 60th PAT on the season. Just like that, it is a 7-0 lead for the defending state champs just 1 minute into the first quarter. You're listening to the Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenboss, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenboss offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenboss backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenboss, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Well, just like that, it is a 7-0 lead for the Allen Eagles here at Tom Kimbrough Stadium over Plano East. Just 1 minute into our game, it was a touchdown pass from Kyler Murray to Jalen Guyton that did the damage, and a quick strike from the Allen Eagles, a 31-yard pass to be exact from Murray to Guyton, and we are at 7-0. It will be Sawyer Williams to kick the ball deep now. He's got Tim Wilson back deep along with Adi Omatosho. It will be Omatosho from the 2. Omatosho out to the 15, wrapped up there, and not much more. Maybe got to the 16. That's where they will officially mark the ball, and that's where Plano East's offense will start here for the first time tonight, led by Miklo Smalls.
And I have a correction. I had said it was a 5-play drive. It was actually a 4-play drive, all passes, but there was one run play because the coverage was actually pretty good for Plano East. Kyler Murray didn't see anybody he liked down the field and did get a run play, but like you said, 31-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Guyton.
Here is Miklo Smalls, the sophomore quarterback for the first time tonight. He runs a read option play and a keeper after faking Deontay Powell and maybe picks up one. And Big George Brooks in on the tackle for the Allen defense. So a 2nd down and 9 now with 10:35 left here in the first quarter. Allen leading 7-0. Smalls comes in after throwing for a career-high 7 touchdowns 2 weeks ago against Louisville. He's 39 for 69 on the season, 11 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions. He also has 322 rushing yards. Here is Smalls now, sets his feet and throws left. He's got his man, it's Zadok Wilson, and Wilson's out past the 30 and has a first down. Ball is out, and it looks as if Allen has recovered. And Zadok Wilson, after a nice reception and run up the field, puts the ball on the turf, and so Allen takes over at the 34-yard line, and that is what you cannot do if you're going to try and stay in this game tonight.
We had talked about this early. If Plano East was going to have a chance to stay in this game, they could not turn the ball over. Allen came with the blitz off the right side of the formation. Blitzed, Miklo Smalls got the ball out to Zadok. Great play, just not very good execution at the end.
And so here we see Kyler Murray once again setting up at the 35-yard line. Here is a fake handoff to Feliciano. Murray wants it all, looking deep, throws into double coverage and almost caught by Jalen Guyton, but nice coverage on the play there from Jordan Williams. But Murray almost threaded that one in there. I think Guyton may have gotten both hands on it.
You know, that really wasn't the greatest of choices that time by Kyler Murray. Threw into double coverage. He had his senior receiver, Divine Diggs, wide open down the middle of the field.
Here is the snap. Another bubble screen. This time it's to the near side. Shaking a tackler is Kane Norman. Excuse me, that's Cody Butler. My apologies. Cody Butler wears the same number. A couple of number 2s on this Allen Eagle team. Kane Norman, a defensive back, also wears the number 2, so try and keep those two separated for you here this evening. Cody Butler on the reception. That brings up a 3rd down and 3 now. Murray commanding his troops. It's trip receivers to the top of the field. Here is Murray. Low snap. Murray fakes, looking to run. Gets out to the left, tries to shake a tackler, is unable to do so, and is dropped at the 30-yard line. And that will bring up 4th down and 3. Nice defensive play there from Plano East.
Doesn't look like they're going to have any hesitation here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. I don't see any field goal kickers coming out onto the field. So this spread offense is pretty powerful here tonight. I think they're pretty confident about their abilities.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 4th down and 4. 8:55 left here in the first quarter. Here is Murray out of the gun, stepping up, has the first down and more. He's inside the 20 to the near sideline and is wrapped up there at the 19-yard line. Another nice short tackle made there by Alante Williams.
You know, one of the things I'm seeing here tonight, if Plano East coaches need to catch on to this, Murray handles the ball very far out of his body. He carries that ball with his hand. He doesn't grip it into his forearm. Maybe they could get a fumble here and get a break.
First down. Ball officially marked at the 19-yard line of Plano East. It's Murray, empty backfield, 4 wide receivers set. He's got Guyton to the near side, finds Guyton, and Guyton struggling for yardage is inside the 15, down at the 13, and a gain of 8 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2.
Boy, they have some kind of special connection together. 55 receptions, 1,233 yards, and 14 touchdowns between the two of them. Those are impressive numbers.
Here's a 5 wide receiver set now. 3 to the left and a 2 to the near side of the field for Kyler Murray. So plenty of choices. Here's the snap. Murray to throw. Over the middle has his man, and it is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver at about the 4-yard line. So Kyler Murray unable to complete the pass there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. And Plano East already has gotten this Allen Eagles offense into a couple of 3rd down and short situations. So the small victories at this point for Plano East. They have managed to stop this Allen offense to an extent.
Look for the run here. They brought in the big right tackle.
And here's a bad snap over the head of Murray. Murray picks it up on a bounce and then is able to fire it out to the far sideline. Unable to hook up with Cody Butler, but an electric play by Kyler Murray as he managed to turn what was a disaster into a no gain, and that will bring up 4th down and about 3 yards here with 7:48 left in the first quarter, and Allen leading 7-0.
Well, they've been able to stop them twice on 3rd down and force a 4th down, and each time, Allen is confident in their offense, and they have gone for it here. Let's see what happens tonight, or on this possession right here. Allen just trying to force Plano East to make a stop on 4th down again.
It is 4th down and 2 now. 5 wide receivers once again. Murray, quick hitch. The ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. Outstanding play from Michael Johnson, the senior defensive end, as he was able to get up and get a paw on it, so the ball falls harmlessly at about the 15. And the 4th down stop from Plano East has this sideline going berserk.
Boy, that is exactly what you need as a young team who just gave up a touchdown. You come out, you stop them, the most high-powered offense in the country, or in the North Texas, twice on 3rd down. You stop them, and then you stop them on a 4th down. Great job by the Panther defense.
Partner, you may have had it right the first time when you said it was the most electric offense in the entire country. I certainly don't think many would argue. Here is a handoff now to Yante Powell. Powell finds the outside. He's out past the 25, 30. He's in the 40. He's at midfield. Powell inside the 40, 30. He breaks a tackle inside the 20. And Deontay Powell has ripped off a 70-yarder. And just like that, Plano East is in business.
Oh, my goodness. If he wasn't battling a little bit of a leg injury of some type, he would have taken that to the house. But just a fantastic run that time to the outside. A little bit of running room set up by the offensive line. Alan Sarabia, the senior left tackle, set up a nice running lane. Good block on the outside by Tim Wilson. Great blocking up front.
Deontay Powell bottled up at the line of scrimmage, is able to punch it to the outside, by far his longest run of the season. Now it's Miklo Smalls on 1st down from the 21, and he is able to pick up a couple of yards and is down towards the 15. Ball marked on the near hash here now, and what an outstanding run there from Deontay Powell, and he has got Plano East in business, and this is where we've seen Plano East have some issues over the last couple of weeks when they get down inside the red zone.
Boy, you're right, partner. They got to hold on to the ball.
It's now Smalls. He's got Powell to his right. 4 wide receivers. Tim Wilson isolated here, single coverage, and the ball is almost intercepted, and that would have been big, big trouble as the defender actually jumped that route. I believe that was Bryce Douglas who almost stepped in front of it, and he had a chance to take that one the other way. So a mistake by Miklo Smalls, falls harmlessly to the turf, but that could have been much, much worse.
Absolutely. That was a dangerous, dangerous pass that time.
It is 3rd down now. 6:43 left in the first quarter. Allen up 7-0. Here is Smalls out of the shotgun. He is under pressure, and he is taken down in the backfield. And that is a sack, and that's Sione Tupou who's in on the sack. And just like that, what started out as a very promising scoring opportunity for Plano East is now a 4th down and 20 situation.
Not what you were looking for that time. I mean, you had the really big play, and looks like they're going to send in, the field goal team here? Yes.
I believe they are sending out the field goal unit, trying to get some points on the board. This will be a 42-yard attempt off of the foot of Henry Matson. The snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is away. Does it have the distance? Yes, it does. Henry Matson with a 42-yard field goal has the Plano East Panthers on the board here with 5:54 left in the first quarter. We've got a ball game here early, ladies and gentlemen. 7-3, Allen leads. You're listening to the Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
The Panthers are on the board. They trail Allen here with 5:54 left in the first quarter from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. It is Allen 7 and the Panthers 3. A 42-yard Henry Matson field goal gets Plano East on the board here. It will be Matson now to kick it away. And here is Matson, puts the foot to it. It is a squib kick to the near side. Ball fumbled at about the 26, and it is a live football. I believe Allen came up with it, however, but the ball was on the ground for a short time. Plano East had a chance to come down and recover, but it has fallen on there, and a nice headsy play by Keegan Kumnick, the defensive back, a junior, who was able to fall on that football.
I like the call that time by Coach McCullough. I mean, what do you got to lose? Go for it. Pooch it down to about the 25-yard line. See if you can't fall on it.
So Allen takes over now on the near hash mark at their own 26-yard line. And that's where Kyler Murray and his troops go back to work here. It is Murray. He's got Feliciano to his right out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. It is a good one. Murray, plenty of time, looking to the far sideline, has his man, and the ball is caught over there, and I believe it's Jalen Guyton with the reception. That's enough to move the chains.
That was about a 25-yard pass to the outside for a gain of 12. Just a magnificent ball that time by Kyler Murray.
The ball explodes out of his hand, unlike just about anybody you'll see at this level. Here is a handoff now to Feliciano, and he goes nowhere. Wrapped up in the backfield, I think it's Austin Corbett who blew through there and was able to wrap up David Feliciano before he could get going. Loss of 3 on the play, and it's Austin Corbett, the senior, who came flying in there.
So far, there's been a really good defensive game plan by Coach LeBeau. Other than the first drive, there hasn't been much offense for Allen.
It's Murray now, Feliciano to his right, 3 wide receivers to his right as well. Murray looking for one of those receivers, has his man. It's Cody Butler past midfield, just on the other side of the midfield stripe, and right there Jordan Williams shoves him out of bounds, so another first down, and Allen starting to move here.
Well, you knew that was coming. There was 3 receivers to the right and only 1 defender on man coverage. There was a lot of room to throw the ball.
Here is Murray now, wants to hurry up. Here's the snap. It's a bubble screen to Butler one more time. Butler looking to get to the outside and picks up 7 yards on the play. And I believe that was Reuben Donald that came in to make the stop. Check that. It was Quan Beasley in on the stop there. My apologies. It is a 2nd down and 3 now. Murray, as we will see all night, is out of the shotgun. He fires a quick pass to Guyman, and Guyman drops the ball. Jalen Guyton had the reception, takes a couple of steps, fumbles, and Plano East has come up with it.
How about that? Look at this turn of events. Stop them on 4th down, then you get a fumble, you get a huge run down the left sideline for a setup for a field goal. This is exactly what Plano East needed. They needed to come out and get some huge plays to start out this game, and that is exactly what they've gotten, partner.
And Plano East has come to play tonight. They are playing with absolute reckless abandon. They trail it here 7-3 and take over with 4:33 left in the first quarter from their own 37-yard line. Here is Smalls. It's a handoff to Powell up the gut, and Powell gets maybe a half a yard, not much doing, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and long.
I'd like to see him open up the playbook a little bit more and get Tim Wilson involved. You got Tim Wilson is a very, very tall receiver coming in at 6'4", and then you put him against Tyler Fleming, who's only 5'11". Take some shots down the field. Tim Wilson has got some great hands, and we've seen them here late in the season. I'd like to see him take a shot.
You have Tim Wilson to the near side over the top of Fleming. Zadok Wilson is just to the inside of him in the slot. Here's Smalls. It's a read option. Smalls bounces off a tackler, is able to pick up a couple of yards. It will bring up a 3rd down and 7. And a big play here for Plano East early in this game.
Sorry, broadcast partner there. Since that fumble by Zadok Wilson, we haven't really seen him open it up very much. Very conservative play calling here since the fumble.
Well, you know you are in this game. I mean, it's a 7-3 game right now, so I can understand the conservative play calling a little bit. And we can see the Panthers now slowing things down just a little. 10 left on the play clock as they break the huddle. And once again, you've got Tim Wilson to the near side along with Zadok Wilson. Adio Matosho in single coverage up to the top of the field. Here is a fake, and the pass is to the near side. They go back to Zadok Wilson, and Wilson has the 1st down just across the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line of Allen. Move the chains. Plano East came to play here tonight, partner.
Well, Allen has said we're going to lock up man-to-man coverage on the outside, and we're going to force your quarterback to beat us. So far, Miklo Smalls has made some pretty spectacular throws here.
And all the momentum now stands on the home side of the stadium. Here is a handoff. It's Powell. Powell bounces to the outside. Hard running Deontay Powell. He maybe got a yard, but got to love the inspired running here of Deontay Powell early in this game.
You know, the junior who's only 5'8", 140 pounds, he's not a huge guy. He's playing with some pretty big defenders back there, and for Allen Eagles, is doing a pretty good job here early on.
2nd down and 9. Smalls back in the shotgun. Here is that read option play. Smalls sidesteps a tackler, and the ball is out. Not sure. Yeah, our officials are ruling Smalls down before the ball did come loose, but Smalls picks up a good chunk of yardage, makes it a 3rd down and manageable now, 3rd and 4.
This is 4-down territory no matter what way you look at it. So we're going to go ahead and like I said, I'd like to see him take a shot here. Allen is still playing one-on-one on the outside. They haven't taken a shot to Tim Wilson. I expect sometime here in the near future that they will take a shot to either Adio Matosho or Tim Wilson.
We see Austin Corbett now checking in. They usually substitute Corbett in when they're looking for a lead blocker. Corbett stands to the right of Miklo Smalls. Now we have a timeout taken by Plano East. I'm sure they're going to try and decide whether to go for it on 4th down if they don't convert this 3rd down and 4. We'll take a quick break with them. You're listening to the Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
A Jalen Guyton 31-yard touchdown reception from Kyler Murray and a Plano East Henry Matson 42-yard field goal have been the scoring plays here in this first quarter. Allen leads 7-3 at Tom Kimbrough Stadium with 1:44 left here in the first quarter of play. It is a 3rd down and 4 now for Plano East, and they have come to play tonight, partner, as we now see Miklo Smalls, shotgun formation. Here's a handoff to Austin Corbett. Haven't seen that yet very many times this year anyway, and Corbett is wrapped up after minimal gain, so a 4th down now and 4th and 4, so no gain on the play from Corbett.
Not sure I like that play call there. I mean, they had pretty good success running that option. I mean, they're going to go a straight handoff up the left side of the formation to Austin Corbett. Really not a lot there. I really wasn't happy with that play call.
Well, Austin Corbett, the senior, I'm sure Coach Joey McCullough trying to get him involved and let him have some say in the outcome of this game. So on 4th and 4 now, Trooper Elwanger out onto the field. He will punt it away. Kerry Hall is back deep to return for Allen. It is a good punt from Ellwanger. Bounces at the 4, and then careens into the end zone for a touchback.
You know, I guess I understand the conservative play call. You're in the game. You wanna have a chance to stay in it, but you know you're 1-8. You got a chance to put some damage on the board here, and you've got a tall receiver on both sides. Both of their cornerbacks are a little bit shorter. I mean, the cornerback that's guarding Audio Matosho is 5'6". Throw the ball up. Let your big man take some shots down the field.
I think you'll probably see the playbook opened up a little bit more as we progress through this evening. Right now it's Kyler Murray back to work. Murray setting up a screen. He's got Feliciano, and Feliciano out past the 30, a first down, and then some out to the 33. So Kyler Murray setting up the screen nicely. A beautiful touch pass to Feliciano, who goes for 13. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Allen leads it 7-3 over Plano East. Here's Murray now. Murray a little bit low on the throw, and it is incomplete.
So far, you know, the Coach McCullough had said they want to keep Kyler Murray inside of the pocket and force him to make some good throws. That's exactly what they've done here. They haven't let him scramble to the outside.
He got Feliciano to the left of Murray and then trip wide receivers to the top of the field. Here's a handoff. Feliciano, and on 2nd down and 10, picks up 6. So a 3rd and short upcoming for Kyler Murray and company. Michael Johnson in on the stop. And it looks as if Allen is content to take this to the end of the quarter. Just 5 ticks remaining, and that's what we'll see as Murray now headed towards the Allen sideline. It is the end of one from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. The Allen Eagles lead the Plano East Panthers by a score of 7-3. When we come back, second quarter action. You're listening to the Buford Roofing and Construction presentation of Plano East Panthers football right here on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
7-3 our score here from Tom Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas. I'm Eli Jordan along with my broadcast partner Rick Folletti. It's the Allen Eagles and the Plano East Panthers here tonight. Allen leading it by a score of 7-3, and they head back out on offense, this time heading from our right to our left or from the south back to the north. Here is Murray now, and Murray almost intercepted. Wow. And that was a nice play there by Alante Williams. Williams almost jumped the bubble screen, and that brings up a 4th down, and it looks like the Allen Eagles are sending the punting unit out.
You know, so far I'm not really impressed with Allen. I mean, they have come out. I don't know if they have just overlooked this Panthers team or if they have already moved on to looking forward to the playoff action next week, but they've come out a little flat here today. I mean, they did have that nice opening drive, but so far it's been all Plano East.
They have got all the momentum at this point. Defensively, they have played an outstanding first quarter. Here is the punt now from Allen. Zadok Wilson back to receive, and he just lets the ball bounce at the 25. It's now screaming inside the 10, down to the 5, 4, 3, still rolling down at the 2.5-yard line. So an outstanding punt from Kalen Herod, the punter for the Allen Eagles, and Plano East backed up here.
It was an all right punt. I mean, he got a great roll out of it. Zadok Wilson should not have let that ball bounce. or roll past him. He should have let it bounce one time, picked it up off the bounce, and got some yards. Instead, he let it bounce and roll for another 20, 25 yards.
And so Plano East offensively, this will be an interesting series to see if they maintain a conservative level of play calling.
Well, now they're deep in their zone. I mean, they're going to have to kind of be a little bit more conservative here.
You really hope you can get a long Deontay Powell busted run like we saw just a few minutes ago. They will throw here on first down. It's Wilson, caught at the 15, out past the 20, 25. Zadok Wilson out to the 26-yard line. So just like that, out of the shadow of their own goalpost, nice throw from Miklo Smalls and a great catch and run by Zadok Wilson.
I like the play calling that time by Coach Bailey. Put Zadok Wilson in the slot, quick pass to the outside, get that defensive line taken out of the game. Just an absolute great call that time by Coach Bailey.
Tim Wilson to the top side, isolated single coverage. Here's a handoff now. Powell runs into his own man and then maybe lost a yard. He was unable to get back to the original line of scrimmage. That will bring up a 2nd and 11. .10:58 left here in the first half of play. Allen leads 7-3 over Plano East. The Panthers taking their time now, break the huddle with 15 left on the play clock. Here is Smalls out of the gun. Smalls looking to fire the bubble screen, has Omatosho, and Omatosho wrapped up for no gain. Nice pursuit and a nice tackle there by the Allen defense. And so a 3rd down and 12 now upcoming for Plano East.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of call he calls here, if he goes conservative, doesn't want to risk fumbling deep in the zone, or if they're going to go ahead and try to open up the play call a little bit here. It looks like they are going to have Tim Wilson to the top side against Tyler Fleming, the shorter cornerback. Let's see if they throw a little bit of safety top or safety help over the top.
Omatosho to the near side out of the gun. Smalls flushed, sidesteps a tackler, looking to get first down yardage, and he is close. Ball is out at the 32-yard line. I don't hear a whistle. Now we hear the whistle. I think this is going to be ruled a fumble, and we will see who came up with the football. There is a pile of humanity right at the 31-yard line. Our officials still sorting through things. And now we have a call. It looks like Plano East was able to come back up with it, but that will bring up a 4th down now and a punting situation for the Panthers.
Well, Miklo Smalls was looking to pass that time, and it was great coverage. Allen comes out in a cover 2. They switch from the man coverage, give a little bit different look that time to confuse the young sophomore quarterback. It wasn't the man-on-man he was looking for, but you got to like the vision. It was great vision not to throw the pass. It was good coverage down the field, get a little bit of yards, punt the ball off, and live to fight another day.
And just can't overstate just how huge that play to Zadok Wilson early in that drive was to give him a little bit of breathing room. Ellwanger now stands at his 15 and is able to punt it away. It's an end-over-end punt, and it is fair caught by Divine Diggs at the 34-yard line, and that's where Allen will take over.
I mean, if anything, you have just got to be happy that you were able to get the ball to the 34-yard line, especially when you started on the 3. I mean, don't you agree, partner?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, like I said, there's just no overstating how important that hookup on that first down was to Zadok Wilson. I mean, he gets the ball out to the 25, 26-yard line. I mean, that gives you, right, gives you breathing room right there. So here is a handoff now, and this is the change of pace back for Allen. That's Keon Williams, I believe, on the carry, and Williams picks up 5 on first down and out past close to the 40-yard line. The tip of the football now touching the 40-yard line on the far hash mark. 3 wide receivers set. Shotgun formation for Murray. Murray hands off once again. It is again Keon Williams, and Williams bulldozing his way into the secondary. He's out past midfield and into Plano East territory at the 49.
Well, I think what Coach Westerberg has done is brought in the safe carry, the guy that's going to hold on to the ball for you after the fumbles here early by Allen.
And just feeding the big man, Keon Williams. And Williams this time wrapped up by Anthony Hines, the outstanding sophomore linebacker. And Hines is able to bottle that one up after a 1-yard gain.
Anthony Hines is going to be a great, great player for years to come for Plano East. Just a fantastic talent here for this Panther defense.
Already has about 50 letters from various colleges, and he's just a sophomore. Here's that bubble screen now, and the always dangerous Jalen Guyton. And Guyton is close to first down yardage, maybe a half yard short. So a 3rd down and 1 now. The ball at the Plano East 40. 7:48 remaining here in the second quarter of play. Allen leads it 7-3. And what has been a closely contested game to this point, many did not predict that. Here is a handoff wrapped up in the backfield, an outstanding play. And that was Michael Johnson who came screaming in there from that defensive end position. And Johnson able to wrap up big Keon Williams before he can get necessary yardage, a loss of 2, so 4th down and 3 now for Allen.
And Michael Johnson earlier in the game had a big 4th down play to bat down that ball. He's having a really nice game here tonight.
6'3", 240-pound senior, and he is playing like a man possessed here tonight. Empty backfield now. Allen will go for it. Ball at the 42-yard line of Plano East. 4th down and 3. Here is Murray. Throws, far side, has his man wide open. A blown coverage there as Reuben Donald was unable to find his man behind him. It's Cody Butler on the reception. That moves the chains, and it is a pickup of 15. And a 1st down now for Allen at the 25-yard line of Plano East. And here is a fake handoff. It's Murray, keep, and Murray slides down before any contact is made at the 20.
You know what Plano East is trying to do, I get it. They're playing off. They don't want to give up the big play down the field. But on 4th and 3, you got to play press coverage. You got to get up in these guys' faces.
Here's Murray now. Out of the gun, bad snap. Murray just plucks it with one arm. Here's a handoff. Feliciano up the middle. He's inside the 5, touchdown. Allen finally breaks through after that early TD. They went almost a quarter and a half without scoring. And they finally punch it in here. It's a David Feliciano 25-yard run. With 6:26 left here in the first half, Allen leads it 13-3.
Well, what you saw there, partner, was a defense that has just gassed. I mean, Allen came out ready to run that time, and that's exactly what they did. They ran almost every single play, and they wore down the defense. And you saw what happens when you get defense on their heels.
Sawyer Williams, his 61st PAT of the year, is up and good. It's a 14-3 Allen lead over Plano East. 6:26 left here in the first half. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
And we are back. 6:26 left here in the first half of play from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. I'm Eli Jordan with my broadcast partner Rick Folletti. 14-3 is our score. Allen leads Plano East, but Plano East has put up a fight here in this first half. It is that is Sawyer Williams now to kick it away for Allen. Ball taken by Tim Wilson inside the 10. The ball is out at the 13. Pile up for it. We'll see who came away with it, but Tim Wilson definitely put the ball on the ground. That ball came squirting straight up in the air. Looked like an Allen defender put his headgear right on the football. And it appears that Plano East has dodged a major bullet there. And we will see. They're still trying to figure out who has this ball. No signal yet. Now we get the signal. It does remain with Plano East, so.
I don't really like Tim Wilson bringing that ball out 4 yards deep into the end zone. When you got Allen defenders barreling down on you, you get the ball at the 25, young man. Take what you can get, okay? You got deep coverage by Allen. He kicked a high kick at you. You need to take the ball at the 25-yard line. Now you're set up at the 11. That's 14 yards of field position difference.
That is where they take over. Plano East, I should say, at the 11. 6:18 left here in the second quarter. Here is Smalls, takes a few steps to his left and fires over the middle. Had Zadok Wilson, and Wilson is absolutely buried. Was unable to come up with the catch, but a big, big hit there made by the middle linebacker, Mizi Tupo.
Boy, Tupo is a big, big guy, 5'9", 195 for a sophomore. That is a pretty large sophomore playing middle linebacker.
Yeah, Mizi Tupo and his brother, Sione Tupo, the defensive end, and they both have the long, flowing hair at the back of their helmet like you see with many of the guys over at Euless Trinity. Here is a handoff now to Powell on 2nd down and 10, and Powell gets 2. So a 3rd down and 8 upcoming for Plano East. And a big play here in this ball game. If East is going to try and keep this close in the first half, we're now under 6 minutes to go in the first half of play. Allen up 14-3.
I think if nothing else, you got to remember that you get the ball in the second half. So if you can just put a drive together here and just hold the ball away from Allen, then you would get the ball coming out in the second half, even if you just put a field goal on the board.
I think now might be about time for that matchup you were talking about with Tim Wilson. He's to the top of the screen wearing the number 83. And it is a keeper from Smalls, and Smalls short of first down yardage by about 2 yards out to the 19-yard line. And we will see what Joey McCullough elects to do here, trailing 14-3 with less than 5.5 to go here in the first half. And the punting unit is heading out onto the field. And you heard our PA announcer say it was a 4th and 1. Let me tell you, it is a very long one. And Trooper Elwanger heads out to punt it away. He stands at his own 2-yard line. Back deep to receive the punt for the Eagles is Divine Diggs. Low snap, Elwanger off the side of his foot. It's straight up in the air, spinning end over end, bounces at the 40, and then hits a Plano East player at the 49. Bit unfortunate. It looked like it was going to take a Plano East-friendly bounce. And Allen will take over just a step or two inside Plano East territory at the 49.5.
So short field this time for Allen. Let's see if they come out again and start pounding the rock with their big, big Keon Williams, the senior running back.
We saw a healthy dose of Keon Williams in that last drive. It was David Feliciano who ended up finishing the drive off with that long run, but we saw both Williams and Feliciano a good bit during that last drive. Here is Kyler Murray now, the 2-time defending Gatorade Player of the Year. Murray to the near side on the keeper, goes nowhere. Nice pursuit there by the Plano East defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, Austin Corbett is a special talent. I mean, he's going to have a lot of success at the next level. He's fast, he's got lateral speed, he's got good feet, and he is a strong, strong linebacker.
Also a very savvy player, interested in playing at schools like Navy and Cornell, some Ivy League schools on his list as well, so you know he's got the brains. Here's Murray now, throwing to the far side, has his man, and that's Cody Butler once again. We have called his name several times tonight, and that's enough for an Allen first down, down to the 37-yard line of Plano East. Allen hurrying up now. It's Murray. Another bad snap. Murray's able to corral it. Here is the handoff to Feliciano. Feliciano tries the stiff arm at the 28-yard line. Is dragged down there, but close to first down yardage once again. And Allen now, once again, content to move quickly here as Murray getting the signals from the far sideline. Now 3.5 to play here in the first half, and we can see the band members and whatnot making their way down onto the field for the halftime presentation. By far the biggest crowd we've seen at Kimbrough here during our broadcast. The opposing sideline is all but full. The near sideline close to full here on senior night. Here's Murray now. It's another handoff to Feliciano, and enough for first down yardage by the nose of the football.
You know, we're starting to see this high-powered. Big Greg Little is down.
Yeah, that is Greg Little, the left tackle for that Allen offense. The 6'6", 288-pound junior. He's committed to Texas A&M, And head coach Tom Westerberg has said several times that he is, quote-unquote, among the best to ever play at Allen. And he is currently down on the field at about the 28-yard line, right on the near hash mark.
That's a huge, huge loss for Allen if they are not able to get him back on the field. I mean, either way, if he's able to come back and play, I don't think that you would bring him back onto this field tonight. If they're going to have a chance to make a playoff run, they have got to have Greg Little on the field.
Well, and that was one of the things we talked about with Allen here tonight. And, Allen, you want to come out and you want to jump on Plano East early and try and get them put away. And if you can't do that in the first half, you're going to have to leave some of your starters in there until the game is securely taken care of. And we see a result of them not firing on all cylinders here in this first half right there. Little is now up, and he is walking under his own power to the far sidelines, but he is an eclipse of a human being as he stands about 3 heads taller than any of the trainers that are helping him off the field. And Greg Little, a guy that actually was forced to move over to left tackle from right tackle when their starting left tackle, Bobby Evans, was hurt earlier in the season. So now you've got Little out. And it's Cody Ellert who steps in for him at left tackle, the 5'11", 283-pound senior.
You don't drop off in poundage, but he is a lot shorter, so leverage could be a little bit of an issue here for him.
Yeah, 6'6" versus 5'11". I can almost assure you the wingspan is much longer for Little. Here's Murray now, throwing to the far side, has his man wide open inside the 5. And did he stretch the football out? Yes, touchdown, Allen Eagles. And it was a nice throw there from Kyler Murray, and Murray is able to find the open receiver.
I'm not sure why the disconnect in the coverage there. This is the second time that we've seen a blown coverage on the outside on that exact same play. I'm not sure what the disconnect is on the defense, but that was a blown coverage that time by Plano East.
It was Lee Morris on the reception for the touchdown. The extra point off the foot of Sawyer Williams is up and good, and Plano East really hung around there for the first about 17 minutes or so, and now Allen is starting to pull away here in the second quarter. 2:54 left in our first half. Allen leads it 21-3 over Plano East. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbos offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbos backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbos, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
It was a Lee Morris 27-yard touchdown reception out of the hand of Kyler Murray that has made it a 21-3 Allen lead here with 2:54 left in our first half of play. Plano East hanging around there in the first quarter, and now Allen has scored 14 unanswered points. Here is the kickoff from Sawyer Williams. It will careen out the back of the end zone and towards the track here at Tom Kimbrough Stadium. And so Plano East will take over at the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll go to work here with 2:54 left in the first half.
Well, you know who we didn't see deep this time? Tim Wilson. Coach put Audio Motosho back there because didn't want the young man bringing the ball out from the 4 yards deep into the end zone.
And we will see exactly what offensive coordinator Brad Bailey and head coach Joey McCullough have drawn up here with under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Don't forget to stick around for the Buford Roofing and Construction halftime show. We will have scores from around the area and all the statistics from our game here tonight. Here is Smalls now, fake handoff. He will keep, and Smalls goes nowhere. A giant pileup right at the 26-yard line. Now, Smalls was able to bulldog his way forward for a few yards, so brings up a 2nd down and 4.
I'm still confused as to why we haven't seen any passes over the top of these shorter cornerbacks.
I don't think you can.
I'm not the coach.
Yeah, regardless of whether they're a little bit shorter or not, I mean, these guys generally have very high vertical leaps, so they're some of the most athletic guys on the field. Here is a pass down the near side. It's Omatosho with the reception, and Omatosho close to midfield out to the 49-yard line, so there you go.
My point is there's some room down the field. They're playing man coverage, get some nice routes run by these receivers, throw the ball high. Maybe they can jump, but you know what? Adi Omatosho can jump too. He can jump high.
Omatosho was a defensive back last season, converted into a wide receiver this year. He did get an offer to play at Duke at the next level, and he will likely get more offers as his career continues in 2015. Here is Smalls now on a keeper and picks up 6 yards on first down, so just like that, Plano East has a little something cooking here with 1:48 and counting left in the first half. Plano East with 2 timeouts remaining. Allen has all 3 of theirs. Ball now at the Allen 46-yard line. Smalls out of the gun. He's got Powell to his right. Here is Smalls throwing deep. He has Omatosho. Great catch. Nice adjustment to the football. And Omatosho down at the 23-yard line. A great throw from sophomore quarterback Miklo Smalls, and an even better catch from junior receiver Adi Omatosho.
Just a fantastic ball that time by Miklo Smalls. Anthony Taylor, the left cornerback, was there with the perfect coverage and safety help, and it was just a fantastic ball by Smalls.
Here's Smalls. He now hands off to Javon Redmond. Redmond inside the 20, down at the 17. Some defensive substitutions being made now by defensive coordinator for Allen, Corey Kane, trying to get some fresh legs out there.
Eli, I think that you got to see, if you're Coach Bailey, that you've been having some success with the passing game, and try to execute some in the second half.
6'4" Tim Wilson to the top of the screen. Smalls looking for Wilson. Wilson up, incomplete. A nice throw, but Wilson unable to go up and make the catch. But the single coverage is exactly what you want there. And I think you're right, partner. I think that they're starting to see a little bit of that, and they're going to try and get the ball down the field. There are exactly 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Allen leads it 21-3. Plano East driving. They are at the Allen 17-yard line. You've got Omatosho singled up to the near side. You've got Tim Wilson to the top of the field along with Zadok Wilson in the slot. Redmond is to the right of Smalls. Here is a pass behind Zadok Wilson. He had Wilson come open for a second, and Smalls could not find him, threw it about 2 yards behind his receiver.
It looked like Smalls was looking for Zadok Wilson to kind of sit down in that zone a little bit there, and he continued on that pattern with the slant, and Miklo Smalls, obviously the pass was a little bit behind him, so I'm not sure if it was a little bit of miscommunication or if the ball was just thrown behind.
Here is Henry Matson now on fourth down. I'd love to see a fake here. I don't know if we will, but I think it would definitely be outstanding if they tried. The snap is back. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. So Henry Matson, the senior place kicker, adds another field goal on here to make it a 21-6 Allen lead. And we will go ahead and keep it right here as we've got 42 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Allen leading 21-6 over Plano East. A pair of Henry Matson field goals have done the damage for Plano. And Allen, it's been a Jalen Guyton 31-yard touchdown reception from Kyler Murray, a David Feliciano 20-yard touchdown run, and then a Lee Morris 20-yard touchdown reception from Kyler Murray. And that's where we sit, 21-6.
Offensively, for the first half so far, I think you have to be pretty happy with what you've seen from your offense. I mean, they've come out and pretty consistent with what we've seen here in the last part of the season. We've seen some nice throws from Miklo Smalls. If nothing else, like we had talked about in the pregame show, build that confidence moving forward for next year. And I can promise you that Miklo Smalls' confidence is growing with every single completed pass he has here tonight.
No question about that. And one of the things that has really hurt this Plano East team's chances over the last few weeks have been penalties, and we'll get more into the statistics at halftime. But right now I can tell you Plano East, not one penalty here tonight.
Wow, fantastic. Not one penalty in the game.
Not one. Yeah, you're correct. Allen does not have a penalty either, so no flags on the field yet to this point with 42 seconds left in the first half. Here is a squib kick now, and it is taken, and it is Jalen Jones, and Jones is past midfield, and Jones had a little something cooking, and Henry Matson, who has been the MVP of this team in the first half, is able to shove Jones out of bounds, but not before he was able to return the ball into Plano East territory at the 44-yard line.
Little 155-pound Henry Matson just threw his shoulder into him like he was Dan Bailey out there.
Juan Beasley also in on the tackle there. And so the last thing you really wanted there was to set Allen up with good field position, but that's exactly what they've got at the Plano East 45, and half a minute is an eternity with this caliber of offense. And here is Murray, all kinds of time in the pocket, fires over the middle, has his man down at the 28-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there as Kyler Murray just stands back there in the pocket and takes forever, finally hooks up with his receiver. And that was Camden Harrison on the reception. Here's Murray now under pressure from Austin Corbett. Murray shakes a tackler, throws out of the back of the end zone with 10 seconds left here in the first half.
Nice feet and nice movement by Kyler Murray that time. Bought himself a little bit of time, shook off a couple of would-be tacklers, and if he would have thrown that ball just a second sooner, he probably would have had his third touchdown pass on the day.
21-6 is our score here. Allen leading Plano East. 10 seconds left here in the first half. It's a second down and 10 for Allen from the Plano East 28. It's Murray out of the shotgun. He's got Feliciano to his left. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the top side. Murray over the middle has his man. A big hit laid there, and I'm shocked we're not going to see a flag thrown on that one, as that was a major league collision from Reuben Donald, and he absolutely laid the wood on his defender, or his receiver, excuse me.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Divine Diggs is going to have one divine headache tomorrow, because that was a monster hit.
You could hear the groans coming from both sidelines there, but luckily he was able to get up, no problem, just like it was no big deal. It looked like one from up here.
Oh,
but
yeah. All right, Eli, 4 seconds on the clock here. They've got to stop them from scoring at all costs. I mean, if anything, I don't know, it looks like they may come out with a field goal try is what I see the kicker at. Just saw him at the corner of my eye.
It does look like Sawyer Williams was over there in the huddle. I'm not so sure that Westerberg wouldn't send his offense back out, though. We'll see here momentarily. Both units are still actually on the field, and now it looks like the field goal unit will head out. With 4 seconds left here in the first half, Allen looking to add to their 21-6 lead, and it is Sawyer Williams. This will be a 28-yard attempt from Williams. Here is the snap. The kick is away. It's a knuckling kick, and it is no good. Williams missed it left, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. And some big-time momentum for Plano East as they head to the locker room. They trail at 21-6, but they do get the ball to start the second half. We will return right after this for the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. Myself and my broadcast partner, Rick Folletti, will have all of the statistics for you from the first half of play here, as well as bring you some scores from around the area. That's next on the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
It was a fun first half of football here from Tom Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas. Allen leads Plano East by a score of 21-6, but Plano East came to play here tonight on senior night at home, and it was an interesting first half of play. Welcome to the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. I'm Eli Jordan with my broadcast partner and best analyst in the business, Rick Folletti, here joining me in the broadcast booth tonight. And Rick, what a fun first half. Let's get you caught up on a scoring summary.
Absolutely. What a fantastic first half that was. A lot of good plays from Plano East if you're a Plano East Panthers fan. So let's take a look at the scoring summary. It looked like it was going to get ugly whenever, with 1 minute left on the clock after a 4-play drive, Jalen Guyton caught a 31-yard touchdown pass from Kyler Murray. And at this point, as a broadcaster, as a fan, as a football analyst, you got to be thinking to yourself, this could get ugly. And fortunately for Plano East, they had some really good defensive plays. On their first offensive possession, they did have the turnover that set up Allen with the short field. They had a third down stop. Then Allen got a first down on a fourth down, and then they got another fourth down stop and managed to stop them when Michael Johnson batted down a pass, and then they had the huge run down the left hash by Deontay Powell down the left sideline to set up the Henry Madsen 42-yard field goal with 5 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Then the second quarter was mostly Allen for the second part of the first quarter. The first part of the second quarter, rather, they were shut down. They really didn't have much, but with 6:26 left, pretty much halfway through the second quarter, David Feliciano has a 20-yard run, and that's when they came out with Keon Williams, the senior running back, and decided they were just going to run it down the throats of Plano East. Then, with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in the second quarter, Lee Morris had a 27-yard pass from Kyler Murray, and we had talked about this during the broadcast. It looked like there was a little bit of a mishap on the coverage. You had said off the air that you had thought that Allen was running a little bit of a crossing pattern, and one of the players was getting lost in the coverage. So that was with 2:54 left, and then with 42 seconds left in the second quarter, they set up Henry Matson for a 35-yard field goal, and this was a telltale sign of an offense that had found a little bit of rhythm. They opened up the passing game like we had talked about, found some lanes in the coverage. Allen had switched to a zone coverage and started playing a little bit more of a cover two, and Mikolo Smalls and some of the young receivers were able to find some windows in the passing game against this Allen defense. And I think, partner, if we're looking towards the second half, that we probably will see a little bit more of that passing game here in the second half.
Yeah, we'll get to the keys to the second half here in just a little bit. But I think the big story of this first half, I mean, obviously Allen is, with a commanding 21-6 lead here. But for Plano East, I think one of the more surprising things we saw in that first half was it took Allen almost 16 and a half minutes in between scores. They scored just 1 minute into the game on the Jalen Guyton 31-yard touchdown reception from Kyler Murray, and then they don't score any more points until 6:26 left in the second. So you go almost 16 and a half, or a little more than 16 and a half minutes holding Allen without a score. I mean, I think that's impressive. I mean, I would like to know all season long how many teams have gone almost 17 minutes without allowing Allen to put any points on the board. I can tell you it's probably not many.
Not many. And if you're coming out and you're Coach LeBeau, you've got to be very proud with the way that your team played in the first half. There is still a lot of football left to play, obviously. We don't want to get too excited yet, but we've seen some keys to success here. And one of the things that Coach McCullough had talked about in his pregame interview was keeping Kyler Murray in the pocket. They had saw some things on tape where when you let Kyler Murray move to the outside and roll and bootleg to the left or the right, he was finding some running lanes. Not only that, but he was finding some really nice passing lanes too. And we saw that when you keep him inside of the pocket, he doesn't quite have as accurate of a pass as he does when he moves to the outside and tries to throw.
Yeah, I would argue that the majority of the damage he's done tonight has been straight from the pocket. I mean, of course, you have the Guyman touchdown pass, and then you've got the pass that he threw to Lee Morris a little bit later on in the game. But you're right. I mean, I think Kyler Murray, if they can get some kind of pressure on him without collapsing that pocket and flushing him, like we heard Coach McCullough talk about in the pregame show, they've got a much better chance to slow him down. And I feel like they have done a pretty good job of slowing him down in this first half. I mean, Kyler Murray's going to put up numbers. That's what he does. I mean, there's a reason that he is the number one dual-threat quarterback in all of the land. I mean, in the entire United States, he is number one. He is a five-star guy, and they don't give 5 stars to just anybody. I mean, this is a handful of guys that are 5-star recruits on Rivals every year. I mean, maybe 5, 10 at most. So there's a reason that he is a 5-star recruit, because he is just that good. Yep. But they have done a pretty good job of slowing him down here in the first half. We'll get to all the statistics here right after the break. You're listening to the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show on the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbos, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbos offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbos backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbos, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
You are listening to Plano East Football here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. I am Eli Jordan along with my broadcast partner for tonight, Rick Folletti, and you're listening to the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. Welcome back to Tom Kimbrough Stadium. The Allen Eagles leading the Plano East Panthers here tonight at halftime by a score of 21-7. The Allen Eagles band is out on the field, and I got to tell you, Rick, we talked about this a little bit during the break. I don't think I've ever seen a bigger high school band in my entire life. They take up the entire field.
They are huge. Just a minute ago, they reset, and they looked like ants just scurrying around an ant pile out there. It was absolutely absurd. I mean, you and I are both sitting here taking pictures at them, trying to post them to our family and friends. I mean, this is one massive band.
Yeah, it is huge. I would guess, I mean, hard to estimate from being up here, but I would guess 350 people maybe north of that. It's a lot of people. Let's just put it that way.
Let's just say that right now they're standing at 5 yards deep into one goal line and 5 yards deep into the other goal line, and they're taking up the entire field.
Yeah, they would definitely cover a Canadian football field for sure. They go about 5 or 7 yards deep in each end zone. So anyway, about a minute and left in their performance, and then we've got the Plano East Band and all the senior night activities that come along with that. So we should be returning to the game about 5 after 9 or so. In the meantime, let's continue on with the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. I'm going to throw it to my partner, Rick, and he's going to get you all the stats from the first half of play.
All right, so let's go ahead and go with the team stats here and look at total yards. Allen, 300, and here's an impressive part for Plano East, okay? You got to look at Plano East averaging 294 yards of offense a game. They've got 195 in the first half alone, okay? So they're on pace here to get almost 400 yards of offense. Like we had talked about in the beginning of the show, if anything was suspect against Allen, it was their defense making a playoff push. So let's look at first downs. 16 for Allen and only 6 for Plano East. That's kind of hard to believe, only 6 first downs for Plano East, especially since it seemed like they were moving the ball pretty well.
Well, just quickly, one of the first downs was the long run from Deontay Powell, so that ate up a good chunk of the football field right there. So, you're talking about just one first down probably took 75 yards right there. So please continue.
Okay, so rushing yards for Allen, 14 rushes for 83 yards. That's a 5.93 average. But 16 rushes for Plano East at 102 yards. That's 6.38 yards per carry. Pretty good average there for the Panthers. Now, looking at the passing game, you have 16 of 23 passing for Kyler Murray, 217 yards for 2 touchdowns versus 6 of 10 on passing for 93 yards for Mikolo Smalls, and only 3 punts for three punts for Plano East, 1 punt for Allen, and the 1 punt that they did have was a huge mistake on the part of I'm not sure who it was, but they let it bounce. I think it was Zadok Wilson let it bounce in front of him, and it turned out to be a 58-yard punt, which is just a monster of a punt. Looking at the rushing for Allen, Kyler Murray comes in leading the rushing for the Eagles at 5 attempts, 34 yards, averaging 6.8 per carry. The only touchdown on the ground for the Eagles came by David Feliciano. He is 5 for 33. Now, Plano East, Deontay Powell, as you said, had that huge run. He has 5 attempts for 75 yards, averaging 15 yards a carry. Obviously, that huge run helped him out.
73 yards on that one run, so he had 2 rushing yards
So
if you take that out.
On 4 other attempts, so he's averaging 0.5 yards per carry on the other rushes if you take that out. And then Miklos Smalls has 9 attempts for 22 yards. So not a whole lot coming on the ground if you take out that huge running play to start out the game. Now, Plano East receiving, Zadok Wilson has 3 catches for 50 yards, 16 yards per catch, but he also has that fumble, which was huge. Unfortunately, the defense was able to make a stop there and prevent them from scoring on the turnover. Jalen Guyton for Allen has 5 receptions for 64 yards, averaging almost 13 per catch with 1 touchdown. Other notables for the Allen Eagles, Lee Morris has 1 catch for 27 yards and a touchdown. So a lot through the air for Allen. They do have the 2 touchdowns through the air, and they have the 1 touchdown on the ground. But if you take the 1 touchdown out, they actually don't have a huge amount of rushing on the ground, considering they're averaging 223 yards per game. To be able to hold Allen to 83 yards rushing in the first half, and as you had said earlier, and I think that it was a fantastic stat that you had thrown out, to be able to hold Allen for almost 17 minutes with no offensive scoring is got to be some kind of record this season against the offense that is, well, one of the most powerful in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think – obviously I don't have those statistics in front of me. I don't have the Elias Sports Bureau at my disposal, but I would think that you'd be hard-pressed to find another team this season that has held Allen scoreless for almost 17 minutes. So that's something to hang your hat on right there defensively for Plano East. They're really hanging tough in this game. The scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect it, 21-6, but – they have really fought, and one of the statistics that really stands out to me in the first half, for Allen in particular, is Kyler Murray and his ability to spread the football around. I mean, you look at the number of receivers that have catches. You've got Jalen Guyton with 5, Cody Butler with 6, Divine Diggs with 2, and then you've got Lee Morris, Camden Harrison, and David Feliciano all with 1 reception. So Kyler Murray, 6 different receivers of the football there in the first half, and that's what makes him so special, is he's able to go through those progressions and find different receivers at different times. And, Lee Morris just had the 1 catch, but it goes for a touchdown, a 27-yarder. So impressive work from that young man in the first half, and we'll see him again here, in about 10 minutes or so. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on some scores from around the area on the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. It's the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football right here on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShopboxDFW.com today. ShopboxDFW.com.
21-6 is our score here from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. The Allen Eagles, the 2-time defending state champs, leading the Plano East Panthers. I am Eli Jordan, along with my broadcast partner, Rick Folletti. Got about 8 or so minutes until the bands are scheduled to be off the field, and we're ready to get going here in the second half. Let's get you caught up on some of the scores from around the area while we have some time to kill. Rick, take it away.
All right, folks. High school football in Texas. We've got some score updates for you. District 4-6A. No games to report there. District 5-6A, Denton Geyer and Denton Ryan. The Battle of I-35. 38-0, Denton Geyer on top of that one. Keller Central and Keller Timber Creek. The battle for Highway 377. Keller Central 30 to Keller Timber Creek 20 late in the third quarter. Keller Fossil Ridge and Trophy Club Byron Nelson at Northwest ISD Stadium. Trophy Club 17, Keller Fossil Ridge 7. District 6-6A, let's get you caught up in the District 6-6A action. Allen, of course, and Plano East here, 21-6. Plano West and Flower Mound. Second quarter, Plano West, number 2 in the 6-6A division, on top of Flower Mound, 23-0. McKinney Boyd and Hebron. McKinney Boyd and Plano playing for seeding in the Division II of District 6-6A matchups here. McKinney Boyd is slaughtering Hebron 42-0, and Hebron is playing at home. Not a good last home game of the year for the Hebron team there tonight. Plano and Louisville. This was going to be a good matchup if Plano was able to win and Hebron beat McKinney Boyd, which obviously isn't going to happen. Plano would have a chance to lock up the number 3 spot in the playoffs, but like I said, that's not going to happen here tonight as McKinney Boyd is slaughtering Hebron 42-0, and Plano having a close game with Louisville at Louisville's Goldsmith Stadium, and it's actually 14-7. Plano on top of that one, but it is a close game there, Eli. District 7-6A, Coppell and Haltom. Tough season for Haltom this year. Coppell all over Haltom, 40-0. South Lake Carroll and Hearst LD Bell at Bedford's Pennington Field. LD Bell giving South Lake Carroll all they can handle. It's 17-7 right now in the second quarter. District 8-6A, Cedar Hill and South Grand Prairie. As we had said, this was going to be a big matchup to determine playoff seeding. Cedar Hill and South Grand Prairie all locked up, Eli, 21-21 in that one. Really good game at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. Midlothian and Mansfield at R.L. Anderson Stadium. Midlothian is actually trailing Mansfield 27-20. Mansfield in the red zone driving late in the second quarter. District 9-6A, Irving and W.T. Wyatt for some reason have yet to start. Irving Nimitz and Irving MacArthur. Irving MacArthur on top of Nimitz, 15-9 in the second quarter. And we will wrap things up with District 11-6A, Garland and Rockwall. Good game here in Rockwall, 33-28, Garland on top of Rockwall. And Saxe and Rowlett at Garland's Williams Stadium. Rowlett is on top of Saxe, 20-9. So back here at Kimbrough Stadium, lots of action here coming up for the second half. Back to you, Eli.
A 21-6 Allen lead here over Plano East. Got about 4 minutes until we're ready to kick off the second half. When we come back, we'll give you some quick keys to the second half. You're listening to the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show, and this is a presentation of Plano ISD football on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the...
And welcome back here to Tom Kimbrough Stadium. We are wrapping up the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. A 21-6 Allen lead over Plano East here on senior night. The Plano East band is wrapping up their performance out on the field here, and the inflatables have been reinflated down to our left, and both of the teams have made their way out of the locker rooms and are going through their pregame warm-ups. And, Rick, just give me a quick couple of keys for you to the second half here tonight. Just give me, let's say, one for Plano East and one for Allen.
My key to the second half for Plano East, open up that passing game, throw the ball down the field, keep Allen off of the field, their offense off of the field. Their defense has been suspect this season. If anything, their Achilles heel is their defense, as we had talked about all throughout this broadcast. I'd like to see Plano East take advantage of some of those smaller corners. I know that they did that here in the later part of the first half. For Allen, it's going to be run the football, take time off the clock, pound it to your big guys, and wear down the defense for Plano East.
I'm going to expand on your Plano East key to the second half just a bit. You say you want them to open up the passing game. I'll one better you and say I want them to open up the playbook. Go to the back of that thing and find some gadget plays, find some trick plays. You've got nothing to lose here tonight. You've got 24 minutes of football left in your season, 24 minutes for these seniors. Try and make something happen. Have some fun out there. See if you can't throw a trick play in Allen's way. You know what? The worst-case scenario, you're going to lose to the two-time defending state champs. You were probably going to lose anyway. Everybody had Plano East predicted to lose big here tonight. They've hung around in this first half. They have proven without a shadow of a doubt that they can hang with this team. And in the second half, you know what? Go for broke. If you end up losing by a final score of 56-6, so be it. You know you can score on them. You got a couple of field goals on the board. You didn't get shut out here at home. You know what? Try and throw in some trick plays and make something happen. And I'll have to agree with you as far as a key to the second half for the Allen Eagles. Just try and take some clock. And you know, if you want to try and keep Kyler Murray sharp for your playoff run, you know, let him throw some intermediate balls. Let him throw the ball down the field here a little bit. Use it as almost an interactive practice, if you will, but just try and extend the lead when you can, but don't get too greedy, and you're likely going to come away with a win here tonight. We're going to take one final break. When we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff for you. You've been listening to the Buford Roofing and Construction Halftime Show. We'll return in just a minute with second half action on the Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be three things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need Stacky, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's core statistic collection redefined. Stacky is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at StatGeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact,
and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShockboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
And we are back here at Tom Kimbrough Stadium, ready for the kick to the second half. Our score, the Allen Eagles, the defending state champs, lead the Plano East Panthers 21-6. I'd like to take a moment and thank Buford Roofing and Construction for their sponsorship of the halftime show. And we are about ready to get back to action here in the second half. Plano East will receive. They will be operating from our right to our left or from the south back towards the north. The Allen Eagles will kick it from our left to our right. Allen wearing their road white jerseys with the navy pants, navy helmets, the red numbering on the back and the front. Plano East wearing their gold helmets and all black uniforms. They have white numbers and gold striping down the side of the pants. We're all set to go here in the second half. Eli Jordan along with my broadcast partner Rick Folletti. It's Sawyer Williams to start our second half. Here is the kick. It is taken by Adi Omotosho at the 5. Omotosho out past the 20. He has a seam. Omotosho at the 40. He's past midfield. Oh, he's brought down by the kicker. Oh, Adi Omotosho, how do you let the kicker bring you down?
Man.
Oh, Omotosho had a seam. All he had to do was juke the kicker, and he could not do it. Wow. I thought he was for sure gone.
I did too, partner.
Wow, what a tackle by Sawyer Williams. He comes up like he's been playing safety his whole life.
What a fantastic job of front blocking by...
Well, the good news is it looks like it wouldn't have mattered. There's a flag down, and they got a hold on Plano East. So
There was a reason there was such a huge
hole. Yeah, exactly. There's a reason there was a seam that you could have driven a Peterbilt through.
Jeez, it was huge.
So, well, that would explain that. But Plano East... Well, they had a little something going there, and this crowd was getting ready to erupt. I'm almost glad he didn't return it now.
Williams, though? Jeez,
wow.
What a tackle.
No kidding.
Open field, too.
Yeah, he came up and just, wrapped him up like he's been playing free safety since he was in 7th grade. All right, so after that excitement to start the second half, it'll be Miklos Smalls leading his troops back out on the field. They will officially start from the 29-yard line after the holding penalty on the return. Here is a bubble screen to Zadok Wilson. Wilson out past the 35 to the 39 and has enough for a first down, move the chains. Plano East here starting out quickly with a pass completion to Zadok Wilson.
Nice pass to the outside, like what we had said, open up the playbook, get the passing game going here early in the second half. That's exactly what they're trying to do here. Looks like they're not going to be afraid to take some time off the clock either. They're in no hurry.
Hey, like you said, if there is a weakness to this Allen team, it is defensively. So the longer that you can keep Allen's defense out there and the longer you can keep Kyler Murray on that far sideline, the better it's going to be for Plano East. Here is a read play, and it's Smalls on the keeper, picks up no yardage. Be a second down and 10 now. You heard Ryan Hinman in there on the stop, the senior defensive lineman for the Allen Eagles. Just a minute gone here in our second half of play. Allen leading at 21-6 over Plano East here from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. It is senior night for the Plano East Panthers, and it's Miklo Smalls, the sophomore quarterback, that's guiding his offense currently. Here's a handoff to Deontay Powell, and Powell is just stuffed, no yards, maybe a loss of one as he ran into a mass of humanity at the 38.
Yeah, I watched the defensive linemen that time specifically, and they got off of the ball so ferociously, Eli. It was, they were in the backfield before the linemen even knew what was going on.
Yeah, it was Brett Burleson and George Brooks that both just stood up and bulldozed those starting guards for Plano East. 3rd down and 11 now for Smalls. Out of the gun, fakes to Powell. Here is Tim Wilson on a screen. Wilson finds a blocker, close to first down yardage. A very, very sure tackle made, just a little bit short of the 50-yard line. I believe that is where Wilson needed to get to. And Wilson will be maybe about a half a yard short. So decision time now.
You got nothing to lose. Go for it here, Coach. You got less than 24 minutes. You got 22 minutes of football left. Are they going to?
They are bringing out the change. Yeah, there's something you don't see a lot of.
First measurement of the year I've seen.
We don't see a lot of that at the high school level. Usually they're going to just either give you the first down or say that you're short. But it looks from our vantage point as if Tim Wilson was maybe about a foot or so short. The chains will tell the tale. And, yes, it is less than a foot, maybe about 4 inches or so. So, again, decision time for head coach Joey McCullough and offensive coordinator Brad Bailey. Do they leave the offense out on the field or do they elect to punt?
You're at the 50-yard line pretty much. Go for it. What do you got to lose? You're 1-8. You're going against a team that's 9-0.
I would have to agree with you 100% here, partner. I don't have any problem with them lining up and going for it here. Down 21-6. Again, nothing to lose here in this second half. Everything to gain by going for it here on 4th down and inches. Austin Corbett checks into the game at a running back spot. He's to the right of Miklo Smalls.
I like a pass here.
We did see Corbett carry the mail on the last 4th and short. He was stopped. We'll see if he lead blocks for Smalls on this one. He does. Smalls, plenty for first down yardage, and a great play call there. The pile is still moving, and out into Allen territory at the 48, so they needed about a foot. They got 4 yards. Nice running there by Miklo Smalls, and a great lead block from number 25, the senior, Austin Corbett.
And this is about the most melancholy you will see the Allen fans all season. They are all sitting down, and it looks like no one is saying a word if I can see anything. They're all quiet over there.
Well, you know that this Allen faithful were expecting to have this game well in hand by this point, and albeit 21-6, they are definitely in control, but Plano East refusing to go away here tonight. Many predicted this game would be over before halftime, and it is certainly not. Here's Smalls now on the keeper, picks up a couple.
Like we had talked about in the broadcast, or I'm not sure if we talked about it in the broadcast, but we talked about it off air. I look for Plano East to possibly be a playoff contender for that 4th spot next year, and you're seeing some flashes of that here tonight, Eli.
Well, again, and you heard Coach Joey McCullough talking about this in our pregame interview. They lost 4 games by a combined 17 points this year. A lot of close games, including the last couple of weeks. So you reverse a couple of those, and all of a sudden this is a team that is right there in the playoff mix with this team.
Yep.
So you get a few bounces go your way, and they're certainly better than they have indicated with this record, especially with a healthy Miklo Smalls. Here is Smalls now looking far sideline. Incomplete, intended for Tim Wilson. He tried the home run ball and threw it out of bounds. Wilson could not catch up with it.
Well, this time we're seeing a little bit of different coverage from Allen. They're playing that zone or cover 2. They got the safety. Number 4 came over the top. Jalen Jones actually came over and assisted the coverage that time by Michael Newsom. So really good coverage by the Eagles.
Jalen Jones, the leading tackler on the team, offers to play at TCU, Baylor, and Miami. He's just a junior. Here's Smalls now on 3rd down and 8. Rolling to the far side. He is not going to get it as Smalls is shoved out of bounds. Nice pursuit there by the Allen defense. And, again, it is a 4th down decision for head coach Joey McCullough.
This one is probably a little bit easier of a decision. Probably go ahead and try to pin Eagles down deep and see if you can get some good field position or bad field position for the Eagles and pin them deep in their own zone.
I would say that this might be a good area to try a fake punt. You do have Trooper Elwanger, who did take some snaps as quarterback. He is the punter.
You called for special plays.
Unfortunately, I have a feeling that Tom Westerberg is smarter than that and realizes this might be a good spot for a fake punt, so I'm sure he's warned his troops about looking out for a fake. Here is the snap. It is back. Elwanger gets the kick away. It bounces at the 10, inside the 5, right at the 5. Nice punt by Trooper Elwanger. Officially marked down at the 6-yard line. So an outstanding punt there from number 34, Trooper Elwanger.
Great punt to the left side of the field. That ball bounced perfectly. Just a well-executed play that time. Great special teams play is going to give you a really good chance to be competitive here in the second half.
Joey McCullough also commented last week on Trooper Elwanger's head of hair. He said he refers to him as Trooper Hairwanger because he said he has the best head of hair on the entire squad.
Head and shoulders.
That's right. Here is a handoff now to David Feliciano out of the hand of Kyler Murray, and Feliciano picks up maybe a foot, so second down, maybe gave him a couple of yards. Second down and 8 now.
Be prepared to say that a lot in the second half.
And it is Murray out of the gun. Ball now out at the 8-yard line. Officially, it is a second down and 8. Murray now changing the play at the line. He's got 4 wide receivers. He's got Feliciano to his left. The quick snap, Murray wasn't ready for it. He collects it anyway. Plenty of time to throw. Murray to the far sideline, has his man. Nice hit delivered there, but the ball is caught. And I believe it's Cody Butler in on the reception once again.
All day to throw that ball that time. I mean, he just sat back there, made himself a sandwich, and decided after that he ate it, and he was going to find somebody to throw the ball to, and still had time.
Certainly a situation where you'd love to have your best pass rusher, Landis Durham, out there. He has missed the last 3 games with a knee sprain. He will play with Kyler Murray down at Texas A&M. Here is a pass now from Murray. It is caught, enough for first down yardage. And that is hauled in by Jalen Sharp. And so a first down now, and Allen moving. They are out to the 31-yard line. 7:25 left here in the third quarter. The ball is on the ground. Bad snap. And that's the third bad snap we have seen here tonight. Plano East has come up with it.
Guess who it is? Michael Johnson. What a game for Michael Johnson tonight. Fantastic night for the senior. Comes up with a fumble recovery. And talk about those bad snaps. We have seen them a lot tonight.
Yeah, we've seen 3 or 4 snaps that were not quite in the breadbasket of Kyler Murray. And Murray could not handle that one. It bounces off of his chest protector and then squirts out to the right. Plano East, they are in business at the 25-yard line going in.
And, you know,
how about a touchdown here, boys?
Let's do it, boys.
Here is Smalls now out of the gun. He will keep, makes a defender miss, trying to get to the edge. He's found it. Inside the 20, flags are down. This will likely come back. An outstanding nifty move by Miklo Smalls will go for naught here, and that is the first time we have really seen a penalty rear its ugly head here tonight for Plano East.
It's a horrible, horrible time to have a penalty, too. I mean, they were actually doing something really nice, and it is going to be blocking the back.
Probably the one that sprang Miklo Smalls to the corner, so you've got to call that one. That will move it back now, and unfortunately, that's the first real mistake we have seen Plano East make as far as penalties go here tonight, and that was a big one. Like you said, just coming off the turnover, had a lot of momentum. And now it will bring up a first down and 16. Ball back out past the 30-yard line now at the 31. Smalls has Deontay Powell to his left. Powell did have the 73-yard scamper in the first. Here is a pass completed to Zadok Wilson. Wilson inside the 25 down to the 23, making it a second down and 8. So picks up most of the penalty and then a couple of yards.
All right, big second down play here. Be interesting to see what kind of call Coach Bailey comes up with here. I mean, you really have your whole playbook available to you right here on 2nd and 8.
6:27 left here in the third quarter. Allen leading over Plano East 21-6. Plano East looking to drive here. Second down and 8. Here is Smalls, collects the snap, fires, has Omotosho in and out of the hands. Defender there just a tick early, but no flag on the play. Omotosho, I feel like, wanted a flag, did not get it. That will bring up a 3rd down and 8, and this is a big, big play here.
That was a beautifully thrown ball by Miklo Smalls. Omotosho's got to come up with that. It was a little bit in front of him, but he had to throw that ball there because the receiver or the defender was right on top of Omotosho. Excellent ball by Miklo Smalls.
3rd down and 8 now. Here's Smalls, shotgun. It's a read option handoff play to Deontay Powell, and Powell is absolutely leveled at the line of scrimmage. He goes nowhere. And that was Big George Brooks, who just ate up Deontay Powell in the backfield. So a 4th down and 10 now. They lost a couple of yards, and I believe we will see the field goal unit heading out onto the field. Oh, it's Henry Matson now out to attempt his 3rd field goal of the night. This is a 42-yarder. He made one from 42 earlier. Snap is down. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is no good. He missed it left. So the score remains 21-6 here. Allen leading Plano East with 5:28 left here in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Rodenbos, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbos offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbos backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbos, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
And we are back here, and a 1st down play. It is Kyler Murray, and he throws to the near side. He has Camden Harrison down the field. Harrison out to the 39-yard line, and so on 1st down they move the chains, and it's Murray operating quickly now here. Murray back in the gun, hands off, left side. He's got Feliciano. Feliciano goes nowhere, maybe lost 3 yards. Nice defensive play there by Trayvon Ransom and company.
It was a pack of Panthers that time. Not sure if Panthers roam in packs, but they did on that one.
Bryson Royal also in on the tackle. So a 2nd down and 13 now. 4:50 left here. 21-6 is our score. Here's Murray standing in the pocket, plenty of time, has his man. It's Cody Butler once again. And Butler, we have called his name and number several times here tonight. This one is into Plano East territory down at the 46-yard line.
Here they go with that hurry up again. Spreading the formation, putting 3 receivers on the right, and then they only had 2 defenders on the left.
And we have a jump, and a flag is down. Here is the whistle, as it looked like Plano East's defensive end may have jumped there.
I want to go back to that last play, Eli, on the big pass play to Cody Butler. Every time they complete that pass to him, they have 3 wide receivers on the right side, and Plano East only has 2 defenders there, and it always leaves 1 wide receiver wide open.
Now the penalty's starting to take their toll as an offside there makes it a 1st down and 5. The last thing you ever want to do is give Allen's offense free yardage. Here is Murray now out of the shotgun. 3-step drop, now looking to roll, and manages to get away from Austin Corbett. Wow, I don't know how he did it. He's now inside the 40, dancing inside the 35, makes another tackler miss. He is wrapped up from behind finally, but my, oh my, that was a magic show from Kyler Murray. He was dead to rights in the backfield and somehow managed to get away from Austin Corbett. And now we have an injured Allen Eagle down on the field, and it may be Murray.
It is Murray.
And Kyler Murray down. This is bad, bad news for the Allen Eagles. Kyler Murray down at about the 30-yard line. He's now up, and he is red hot at somebody. Murray is now under his own power headed to the far sidelines, and he is not a happy camper. I'm not sure if he felt like somebody came in late or if somebody came in with their head down with the helmet or what, but.
So he'll have to go out for one play.
And it looks as if there was some sort of penalty on the play, maybe a late hit coming from Plano East, as they've moved the ball now down inside the 20-yard line. And so Jared Harvey will come in here at quarterback for the Allen Eagles. And believe me, Harvey is a very solid sophomore. And here's Harvey now just handing off to David Feliciano. Feliciano down inside the 15. And the ball is out. There's flags everywhere, and somebody is not happy.
And Lonte Williams' helmet is off on the far sidelines.
And Plano East has come up with the football here. I don't believe this. Plano East managed to cause the fumble. Feliciano put it on the ground. We'll see what the flag is. I'm going to think it's post-possession, however, and probably going against Allen. I think what happened is the Allen Eagles were not very happy about what happened to their quarterback, Kyler Murray, on that last play. And I believe one of the receivers for Allen got after somebody. And so they will add 15 yards onto this post-possession. So the Allen Eagles, which is rarely the case, losing composure here. Not only do they fumble, but they also commit the 15-yard penalty. So Plano East, rather than taking over at their own 12, they'll move the football out past the 25-yard line to the 27. So what a turn of events. And Plano East just refusing to go away here. If they could somehow get some points into the end zone, they'd be right there nipping at Allen's heels.
I mean, this is just a fantastic game by Plano East. They have come out here and punched Goliath right in the face.
I can almost assure you that there will be some coaching staffs that are absolutely clamoring to get their hands on the video from tonight's game to see exactly what this Plano East team did to stay close to Allen. So, let's take a breather. Plano East taking over now. Starting at their own 27-yard line, 4:02 remaining here in the third quarter. It's Smalls, keeper. He's out past the 35, lowers the head, close to first down yardage, out to the 39-yard line. And this will, in fact, well, maybe, close to a first down. We'll see if they move the chains. Yes, they will move the chains, I think. Still, there we go. Now they're moving the chains. 3:51 left in the third quarter. Allen leading it 21-6. Plano East, however, refusing to go away here tonight on senior night at Tom Kimbrough Stadium. Here is Smalls out of the gun, looking to throw the bubble screen. He has Zadok Wilson, and Wilson is popped before he's able to make the catch. Nice defensive play by Michael Newsom. Newsom comes up and absolutely sticks Zadok Wilson right in his hip pocket before he could make the reception. So that will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
They're throwing that little bubble screen again to the outside to Zadok Wilson. Really nice jump that time by number 34, I believe it was Michael Newsom, like you said. Real nice jump that time. Great coverage on the outside.
It's a testament to Miklo Small's arm, however, that he is able to throw that pattern. Just as a sophomore, he's got the arm to sling it out there to the near side of the field a long way before anybody can jump the route. Here is Smalls now out of the gun, rolling to his left, under pressure, trying to find anybody. Cannot. He is dragged down in the backfield. And it is a big-time sack there for Allen. And that was Garrett Whitaker who was able to bring down Miklo Smalls. And now a 3rd down and long. And you've got to draw something up here to try and move the chains.
And this officiating crew needs to get a hold of this game pretty quick. These players out here are getting pretty ugly. They need to get a hold of this. There's no reason that these players need to be trying to take players out of the game.
Well, it all stems from the hit on Kyler Murray that we saw on that last possession. Murray felt like it was late, as did the officials. And things have been a little bit chippy since. 3rd down and long. Here's Smalls. Rolls out of some pressure. Now firing. Looking for his man. Oh, he had Omatosho and overthrew him. And Miklo Smalls is going to want that one back because he had Omatosho who was rolling his way and was unable to hook up with him. So Plano East, another opportunity to try and get down and make this a closer game, goes by the wayside, and they will be forced to punt it away from their own 36.
When you play a team like Allen, when they give you turnovers, if you want a chance to win, you have got to take advantage of their mistakes. And Plano East has really not been able to do that here in the second half.
Elwanger back. Now he stands at his own 20, awaiting the snap. It is a good snap, and Ellwanger puts the boot to it. This one is a spinning, rotating kick, bounces at the 20, down inside the 10, and it will be muffed there and inside the 5. Need to wrap up. Nice job by the return man there, Divine Diggs, to get that ball down at about the 3, and he was able to bring it back out to about the 9-yard line, but Diggs was playing with fire there momentarily as he played a little hot potato with it down at around the 3.
And just a monstrous tackle by Quan Beasley. Let me tell you what, these guys out here came to play today. Every single person on this field, whether you're Allen or Plano East, they came to play here today. They are hitting hard.
I can tell you that there are probably not a whole lot of people that would have expected to see Kyler Murray still in this game with 2 minutes, 28 seconds left in the third quarter.
I'm shocked myself.
That's exactly what we're seeing as Murray back out onto the field starting at his own 14. Out of the gun, here is a fake handoff. Murray now trying to make something happen. He's out past the 25 to the 30. Shakes a tackler. He's at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He will go 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Kyler Murray. There is a flag down on the play, however. Back out at the 28-yard line. We'll get the call, and it looks as if Cody Butler is not very happy with the call.
It looked like he got a blindside block against the Plano East defender. It looks what it looked like to me.
And Cody Butler better mind his manners over there. He's still barking at one of the officials. If he's not careful, he's going to get 15 more added on to this. And that is an unnecessary roughness, and
that's going to be coming back.
You heard the call there from our head official, and so Allen, they are playing about as poor a game as you could see a defending state champ play. So what was a 90-yard touchdown run has been erased. The ball back out now at the 48-yard line of Plano East, so a massive penalty there with 2:12 left in the third quarter. Allen still leading it by a score of 21-6.
Well, you're seeing a sloppy game here by Allen. They are not disciplined tonight. There was no reason for him to throw that blindside block. Kyler Murray was going to outrun the defender, and he just took out his aggression on the Plano East defender and cost his team a touchdown.
Again, I think it all stems from that, what we feel like was a late hit on Kyler Murray from last series. Here's Murray now in the pocket throwing. And it is incomplete, well short of his intended target. I'm not sure if his arm got grabbed as he was throwing. He was under a little bit of pressure, so a second down now and 10. And Murray standing out with his hands on his hips looks about as frustrated as you'll ever see a two-time defending state champion quarterback look.
And not only that, I'm looking to the other sideline. Greg Little is on crutches over there. That's not a good sign for Allen.
That is definitely not. You are correct. Here is Murray now. He stands at the 49-yard line awaiting the snap. He's got Keon Williams to his right. Ball is on the ground again as the exchange between Murray and Williams was no good. Allen has recovered, however, and Allen, my oh my, they are playing an absolutely pitiful football game here tonight to still be leading by a score of 21-6. They do this against some good teams, and they're likely to get blown out.
Somebody needs to tell Allen that they are in a football game here tonight. They need to stop looking at the playoffs and play here tonight.
Third down and 13. Murray, empty backfield, 5 wide receiver set. Austin Corbett standing at the top of that formation. He now works his way out to a wide receiver in the slot. And there is some movement now as it's Keon Williams to the bottom of the screen. Corbett now on the blitz. Corbett looking to get home. Intercepted! Ball going the other way! Oh, my! Wow, it's Alante Williams! Alante Williams all the way to the house! It took a defensive score. Finally, Plano East punches in a touchdown. Unbelievable with 1:09 left here in the third quarter. Allen has got their hands full, 21-12.
I don't know what Allen is thinking here tonight. They have got to play this football game. This is just fantastic. I'm speechless right now. Fantastic coverage that time.
Hang on. There is a flag out on the field. The touchdown stands. Okay, so we've got that part. It's a post touchdown. And it's unsportsmanlike on both teams, and this is unbelievable. Wow.
Alante Williams jumped the route that time. Just a very poor decision by Kyler Murray. That ball should have never been thrown, and Alante Williams breaks a tackle, takes it to the house. What a fantastic play. Plano East is giving Allen everything they can handle here tonight.
Alante Williams, and I'm not so sure that Kyler Murray might not still be a little shaken up from that hit he took earlier. That's not a ball that typically you'll see him throw. He threw it out to the sideline. There was nobody around.
And he skipped one earlier, about 2 passes before that. He skipped one 5 yards from where anybody was even standing.
Definitely not the zip you'd usually see on a Kyler Murray-type pass. The extra point from Henry Matson is up and good. We have ourselves a ball game. With 1:09 left here in the third quarter, Allen leads it 21-12. We'll be back on the Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football right here on Champion Sports Radio.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShopboxDFW.com today. ShopboxDFW.com.
We have got ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, it is Allen 21, the two-time defending reigning state champs, and the Plano East Panthers sitting at 1-8 on the season. They are nipping at their heels. 21-13 is our score. 1:09 left here in the third quarter. The penalty goes against Plano East post-touchdown. They will kick it off from their own 25-yard line, so good field position likely forthcoming for the Allen Eagles. Here is Matson. Matson, a low squib kick. It is taken at the 43-yard line into Plano East territory, still on his feet, and dragged down at the 35 is the return man for the Allen Eagles. That is Tenio Avani that ended up with the football there, and he takes it down to the 25, so a great starting field position for Allen, and Plano East has got to figure out a way to keep them off the scoreboard here.
I got a number here for you tonight. 4 turnovers for Allen.
None bigger than the last one we just saw that went as a pick six. It was Alante Williams who hauls back that Kyler Murray interception for a touchdown, and we see Murray headed back out onto the field now, and we're about to find out what this young man is made of as he is now in a 21-13 ball game. Here is Murray looking to throw, has his man, and tackle broken inside the 20.
He doesn't have the same zip on it, I can tell you that right now.
And once again, it's Cody Butler, and Cody Butler likes to jaw a little bit as he was jawing at his man, Alante Williams, who just returned that interception for a touchdown. So first down now. And at the 17-yard line, Allen already in the red zone after just one play. Here is Murray over the middle, wide open touchdown, just like that. Unbelievable. Allen just runs right back down the field, and they are still jawing. And so Allen reclaims a two-possession lead. It's now 27-13 with 44 seconds left here in the third quarter.
And, partner, there was not one defender within 15 yards of him.
Well, and that just shows you just how big that penalty was after the touchdown. You go down and you score, and then you get the unsportsmanlike penalty after the pick six. You give Allen the ball at about the 35, and you just can't do that if you expect to win games against the defending state champs. We'll go ahead and keep it right here.
This just goes to show you, how good of a team Allen is. They've played really to be honest with you, they've played horrible here tonight. Plano East has played a really good ball game, and they're still up by 15 points.
Yeah, there are some points left out there, though, for Plano East as well. They've had their opportunities. They did miss a field goal just a bit ago and had a couple of drives that petered out that led to 2 early field goals. You get one of those as a touchdown, and things could be a little bit different here. But Plano East definitely came to play. They're not going away. Again, I mentioned this before, but a lot of people expecting this game to be a complete blowout. It has not been that at all. Allen leading at 28-13.
Still in the third quarter.
Definitely still a chance for Plano East. Just need to keep their composure. The big pick 6 got the crowd back into it. Unfortunately, the post-touchdown unsportsmanlike penalty gave Allen great field position, and they were able to capitalize on just 2 plays. All right, here we go. Allen now to kick it away. Sawyer Williams puts the foot to it. It is a high end-over-end kick taken by Omatosho at the 15. Omatosho hurdles a man at the 25 out to the 27, and that's where Miklo Smalls will take over.
All right, now Plano East needs to come out here and get something going pretty quick. They need to get a quick score on the board.
Allen, despite only having 28 points here tonight, has 451 total yards, and we still have about 12 and a half minutes left to play in this ball game. Kyler Murray, 22 of 31, completing 70% of his passes for 305 yards. He's got 3 TDs. He does have the 1 interception. That was a pick 6 that got Plano East their first touchdown of the night. Here is Smalls now. He's got Powell. Fakes the handoff to Powell. Smalls on the keeper. He's out to the 35, so nice gain on first down. Plano East again refusing to go away here.
And if Tom Westerberg is looking at this offense, he's got to be thinking to himself, oh my gosh, I've got a new nemesis in Miklo Smalls for the next 2 years against Plano East. This kid's got some talent.
And if there was ever a game to build some confidence for these younger players, it's hanging around with the 2-time defending state champs, and they are doing just that. Here is Smalls now, 16 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter. Smalls takes the snap, cuts up the field, makes a man miss at the 40, and is toppled over there at the 41-yard line, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter here. Well, likely the end of the third quarter. And we will go to the fourth quarter. That is the last play of the third. We'll flop the field. Allen leading at 28-13 over Plano East. They're still in it. We've got a full quarter to go. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football on SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
And we are back to the action here. Start of the fourth quarter, and it's Miklo Smalls out of the gun. Smalls juking and jiving in the backfield. He is unable to escape the awaiting arms of an Allen defender, and a nice defensive play there by the Allen Eagles. That was defensive tackle Ryan Hinman who was in on the stop there. So a second down and long now upcoming for Plano East. They break the huddle here as we start the fourth quarter. 28-13 is our score. Allen has had their hands full here tonight with 1-8 Plano East. Here's Smalls rolling left, He's best on the run, and he is buried in the backfield, unable to find any kind of receiver open down the field. And that was Sione Tupou who was in on the sack there, and so 3rd down and a mile for Plano East.
3rd and 22. Goodness.
Not a lot of plays you can run against the 2-time defending state champs on 3rd and 22.
You know, in the words of Admiral Yasumoto of Pearl Harbor, I think we might have woken a sleeping giant.
I would certainly agree that Allen has played inspired over the last few minutes. Here is Smalls now stepping up to avoid pressure. He throws. Oh, in and out of the hands of Zadok Wilson. Wilson would have been well short of a 1st down, but would have given them some much-needed breathing room for the upcoming Trooper Ellwanger punt.
Boy, he threw about a 97-mile-per-hour fastball right into the gut of Zadok Wilson that time.
And you can tell that Smalls has got plenty of arm strength for just being a sophomore. Good numbers for Smalls, too, coming in here tonight. 11 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions. He's completing almost 57% of his passes for 725 yards. Of course, that was coming into tonight's contest. Ellwanger now stands back at his own 15, awaiting the snap. The punt is away. It's off the side of his foot, and this is a shank. And it is bouncing at the 40 and stays right there, his own 40. So about a 25-yard punt is all for Trooper Ellwanger. And so Allen once again in business with good field position as they start at the Plano East 40 with 10:23 left and a 28-13 lead. From
good starting field position here for Allen.
Here comes Kyler Murray. He's back in his typical shotgun set. 4 wide receivers. 2 are tucked tightly to Murray's left. Here is Murray out of the back and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And that was intended for Divine Diggs, and Diggs is popped there for his effort. And so a 2nd down and 10, Alante Williams in there with the hit. And Alante Williams has played a fantastic football game here tonight. The senior cornerback, he's got a pick 6 and then a big hit right there. Here is Murray now, hands off up the middle. It's Feliciano. Feliciano trying to scamper to the far sideline. He's got enough for the 1st down inside the 30 before he is dragged down right there. And Mark Loveland in on the stop. And so the chains move with 10:10 left here in the 4th quarter. Allen threatening once again inside the 30.
Nice movement up front that time by the Allen offensive line to spring Feliciano, who's got some really good moves and then was brought down by the shoestring tackle.
3 wide receivers to Murray's left, 1 to the top side. Here is Murray bouncing in the pocket, now rolling right. Looking, makes a man miss, turns the corner, finally throws back across his body to the middle of the field. It's picked off at the goal line. And I think it was it Alante Williams again? No, not this time. It was Mark Loveland. And a huge, big-time mistake right there from Kyler Murray as he was on the far side of the field. He throws back across his body to the middle of the field, something you never want to do, even if you're Kyler Murray. And that ball is intercepted, and I think it's becoming arguable this might be one of Kyler Murray's worst performances of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I had told you pre-game that I saw him play against Plano, and I told you he was a spectacular talent. And if you had gone just off what I had said and not seen any stats, you would think he wasn't a very good quarterback if you watched him just here tonight.
Well, that play there is a big-time no-no for any quarterback. I don't care what level you're at, high school, college, or professional. You never throw back across your body to the middle of the field. He did that there. And now here's Miklos Smalls starting from his own 2. Smalls picks up good yardage, able to get out of the shadow of his own end zone out towards the 10.
It almost seems like Kyler Murray thinks that he's Superman out here, and that Plano East is not a formidable opponent. I mean, this is high school football. They may be 1-8, but they're still a 6A division contender, or a high school team. You can't do that, like you said, throw across your body back to the middle of the field.
It's just, it's never going to work out well. You just can't do it. Here is Smalls now on 2nd down and 2. Smalls, keeper, shakes a man out past the 15 towards the 20. Tries to hurdle another man, and he is driven out of bounds. Nice moves from Miklos Smalls, and here we go. Now Plano East trying to make something happen, down 28-13 with 8:53 left.
Miklos Smalls is a special talent. Sophomore, he's hurdling guys out here. He's throwing fastballs right into the numbers of receivers. He's reading the defense perfectly on the option plays. He has shown some spectacularness here tonight. I'm excited for the future for this young man.
Here is a 1st down play now. Handoff, and this ball goes to Javon Redmond, and Redmond is bottled up at the 22-yard line, able to pick up 4, though. You like to see Redmond maybe get 2 or 3 more yards there and make it a 2nd down and short, and then you're able to possibly go up top on 2nd down.
Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right. If you gain a few more yards there, you can go over the top on 2nd down. But now, since you're forced with a 2nd and 6 here, it kind of limits you a little bit on what you can do. You need to try to pick up at least 3 yards here and try to make it a 3rd and short.
Smalls has Omatosho to the near side, single coverage. It's Zadok Wilson in the slot, and it's Tim Wilson to the far side of the field. Here is Smalls on the keeper, tries to get the corner, has it, he's out past the 30, and a 1st down to the 34-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play now by 1 tick of the clock, 7:59 exactly. Allen leading 28-13, Plano East trying to go down and make this a one-possession game again.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Miklos Smalls with the great option read that time. The defender crashed down to the inside, expecting run. That was Tupu that bit on the fake, and he pulled the ball out of the gut of the running back and took it to the outside for the nice 1st down run.
Mass exodus of defenders for Allen as they're subbing in fresh legs here on that defensive line. Here is Smalls, 1st down and 10. Smalls looking for the bubble screen, has to pull it down, has nowhere to go. As Omatosho, I believe, was going to be the intended target on the bubble screen, but Smalls saw something he did not like and was forced to pull it down and takes the sack for a 3-yard loss.
Eli, if he wasn't a good quarterback, he would have just thrown that ball. He's got a lot of promise. Most quarterbacks would have just thrown that ball and then see what happens.
2nd down and 13 now. Smalls out of the gun, 3 wide receivers set. Here is Smalls looking deep down the field, and Omatosho unable to come up with it. Dangerous throw, however, as Jalen Ellis for that Allen defense was trying to undercut that route, and it was dangerously close to being picked off.
Yeah, just that time, not a very good ball by Miklos Smalls. A little bit overthrown, or underthrown, rather. Needs to get that ball up high and give Audio Matosho a chance to come down with it.
I feel like that possibly Plano East needs to work the middle of the field just a little bit more, maybe try some sort of skinny post or a quick slant and let guys like Omatosho or Zadok Wilson with some speed get into the open field. 3rd down and 13 now. Here's Smalls standing at his own 25. This is a quarterback keeper, and Smalls goes nowhere. He's dropped in the backfield for another loss. So this will bring up a 4th down and 15 situation and another punt likely from the Plano East Panthers. 6:59 left here in the 4th quarter. Allen leading it 28-13. And 24 left on the play clock as Elwanger heads out onto the field. He will stand at his own 15-yard line. Let's hope for a little bit better punt than the one we saw last time. Here is the snap. It's good. Elwanger to kick it away. It is a better punt. And takes a Plano East friendly bounce at the 44-yard line and down to the 34. and that's where it will be down with 6:26 left here to go in the fourth quarter. Allen leading 28-13, a 35-yard punt from Trooper Elwanger right there. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the remainder of the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But whirly ball is. For corporate events, team...
And we are back here after the change of possession. It is the Allen Eagles starting from their own 34. Here's Feliciano on the carry, picks up just a couple of yards, and Allen now appears to be in clock-killing mode as they run Feliciano on first down for a couple with a 28-13 lead and 6 minutes, 9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Murray, and they are taking their time. Play clock at 20 and counting. Murray now barking commands at his offensive line. He's got Feliciano to his left, 3 wide receivers. Here is the snap. Here is a bubble screen this time, and it's Guyton. Guyton out to the 46, has enough for first down yardage. That will move the chains. And Guyton barking just a little bit after the play, and no flags down, but a first down for the Allen Eagles. Here is Feliciano, hurdles a man into Plano East territory at the 48. That's where he is brought down. And Allen now firmly in command of this game, 28-13, as we're now under 5.5 to play. Second down and 5.
Still in hurry-up mode.
Here is Murray now, flushed out of the pocket, looking left, throws over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Lee Morris, and Morris unable to make the catch.
You know, it's interesting that they're not trying to run the clock down here. You know, like you said earlier, they may be just trying to work out some plays to try to prepare for the playoffs and kind of see if they can get some matchups that they like and work on those for the playoffs.
It is a third down and a long 4 now, close to 5. Here's Murray out of the gun, and it's a design quarterback keeper. Murray has enough for the first down, tries to shed a tackler, is unable to do so. It was Alante Williams who was in on the stop, but that's enough to move the chains and get the clock started once again as soon as those chains are set. They are set now. Under 5 to play. It's been a spectacular effort here tonight from Plano East in a game where many considered them to be very, very outgunned. And here is a quick screen now. It's to Guyton, and Guyton has enough for another first down, and you're starting to see Allen now take over as Plano East is likely running on adrenaline for the majority of the first 3.5 quarters, are starting to wilt here towards the end.
Plano East trying to substitute, get some fresh legs in there.
You've got Jalen Guyton to the near side of the field on Alante Williams. It is Murray on the keeper inside the 20 and just slides down at the 19. Close to first down yardage, however. And now we have Cody Butler, who refuses to pipe down for the entire second half. He's to the top side of the field, and he is chatting with Jordan Williams. I don't think I've ever seen a wide receiver that likes to talk more.
He needs to just be quiet and play football.
Here is Murray now on second down and 2. Under 4 to play. Murray to throw. Looking over the middle, incomplete. And there is something not right with Kyler Murray here. That's about the 3rd or 4th ball we've seen in the second half that just had zero zip on it. Do you agree with me?
He had his receiver wide open from the slot on the skinny post. I mean, he was wide open. That should have been an easy touchdown, and he threw it right at his feet. That was not a well-thrown ball.
And we were seeing Murray in pregame warm-ups. He was throwing balls like that almost through receivers. 3rd down and 2 now. It's Murray out of the gun. Pressure coming And Hines misses the tackle in the backfield. Murray on the keeper. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. He walks in. Touchdown, Allen. And that should seal the deal here tonight for the defending state champs. But my, oh my, what an effort Plano East has put forward here this evening. Allen now leads it by a score of 34-13, but it has been a hard-fought game here for this Plano East squad, and they certainly have absolutely nothing to hang their heads at.
No, I mean, definitely wasn't anything wrong with Kyler Murray's legs on that one.
No, there were not. That is 100% accurate, partner. Nothing wrong with the lower body. The extra point is up and good, makes it 35-13 with 3:46 remaining. When we come back, we'll have the remainder of the fourth quarter for you. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers football on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
It is a 35-13 lead. The two-time defending state champion Allen Eagles over the Plano East Panthers here from Tom Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas. Good evening, I'm Eli Jordan. My broadcast partner for tonight, Rick Folletti, and it has been a tightly contested battle here tonight, and what many people felt like was going to be a complete and total blowout. Plano East, however, has hung tough, and despite the 35-13 score, have actually played a very, very good ball game here tonight. Just too much Allen talent on that side of the ball. It was a Kyler Murray touchdown run that got us to the 35-13 point. And now here is the kick from Sawyer Williams. It's taken by Adi Omatosho at the 3. Omatosho dancing and spinning out past the 15, now to the 20 to the near side. Shakes a tackler, and he's out to about the 21-yard line. So nice return for Adi Omatosho. And with 3:38 left, we will see what Plano East decides to do here. A flag is down, however, on the kickoff return. The flag lays at about the 18-yard line.
I mean, this score right here, 35-13, doesn't tell anything about how close this ball game was in terms of competitiveness, momentum. Plano East had a lot of both of those here tonight. And
I can assure you that Plano East has given up half as many points to Allen as Plano West did last week.
Absolutely.
Plano West last week, and a Plano West team that is going to advance on into the postseason, gave up 70 points to this same Allen offense last week, and Plano East has allowed half of that tonight. So an outstanding effort from Joey McCullough and his coaching staff here tonight, preparing these kids for Allen. And now we see Smalls throwing to the near side. It was a holding penalty on Plano East on the return, so Plano East starting from their own 10 with 3:32 left. Pass incomplete on first down, and that will bring up a second down and 10 now. Both teams have all three of their timeouts remaining. Not sure we'll see either of these teams use their timeouts.
Looks like there are some seniors in there for the Panthers, Laheen Omlani and Trevor Pullen.
Absolutely nothing wrong with getting your seniors a little time in there. Thank you for pointing that out. We also see Javon Redmond checking in now, as Redmond also a senior. So he will come in. Torrance Reed as well, a senior. We just saw Torrance Reed in there for a play at running back.
I want to thank these seniors, the backups. They really don't get their names called a lot, but they work just as hard as the starters do.
Trevor Pullen as well in there, number 17. He is a senior. And now here's Smalls looking to throw. Pressure from behind. Look out. Pass is complete over the middle. It's Tim Wilson on the reception. I'm sorry, pardon me. That's Carson Young. My apologies. Carson Young, the big tight end. He is just a junior, but a nice pitch and catch there from Miklo Smalls to the big tight end. You will see him again next year.
Yeah, big tight end, only third reception on the year. You're probably going to be able to expect better things from him next year, a lot more receptions, getting the big tight end involved next year.
And you said it, he is a large man, big-time body, a guy that could really do some damage here moving forward into his senior season. First down and 10 now. Ball at the 41-yard line of Plano East, 2:43 and counting. Here's Smalls, near side, out to the 42, picks up a couple.
Smalls is going to be one sore puppy tomorrow, let me tell you. He has taken some pretty big hits here tonight.
Miklo Smalls, for just a sophomore, the future is absolutely bright for him. The sky is the limit. We have seen what he is capable of over these last 3 weeks. And we've talked about Miklo Smalls quite a bit and just how young this team is. They don't lose a lot of seniors. The ones they do lose, however, were very valuable to this team. Obviously, Landis Durham will go and play at the next level. You've got Austin Corbett, the outside linebacker, who will be gone. Alan Sarabia, Howard Mullins, Charles Edgett, 3 of the linemen graduating. Here is Smalls now over the middle, almost intercepted, overthrew Carson Young once again.
But, you know, with the loss of the seniors, you also have some 2 junior linemen, Dane Cordell and Cole Moore, on the interior of that offensive line. Your starting center and left guard will return for you. You will return every single one of your starting wide receivers. Let me repeat that. You will return every single one of your starting wide receivers.
Absolutely, and your running back Deontay Powell and Trey Hunter, who was just a freshman this year, he will also be back. Trey Hunter missing the last 4 weeks of the season with a broken collarbone, but he will return, and he showed flashes of greatness as just a freshman. Smalls now taken down in the backfield on 3rd down and 10. It brings up 4th down, and this will likely be all she wrote for those seniors offensively, unless Coach Joey McCullough elects to go for it here, which he very well may.
And I also want to recognize Jaquan Douglas, the senior who will not see any more action here this season. He had a very nice start to the season and who was not able to finish, but wanted to recognize him as well.
Lots of seniors on this team. Yeah, Richard Redmond. Got Tyler Garza, Marquise Morrow. You mentioned Javon Redmond. And a timeout is taken here by Plano East. A few more of those seniors. Michael Johnson, we called his name several times tonight. Torrance Reed, the kicker, Henry Matson. You've also got Trevor Pullen. We saw him in just a minute ago. Laheen Amiani, he is a senior. You've got Austin Corbett, the great linebacker. Tyler Garza, one of the defensive backs. He will not return. Edgar Abrego, he is gone. Jordan Smith, Landis Durham, Colin Cox. We mentioned Alan Sarabia. Froland Santabanez, also a senior. He will graduate. Trayvon Ransom, Richard Redmond, Charles Edgett, Taylor Newts. You've got Howard Mullins and Andrew Hurt, the offensive lineman. Those are your seniors for the Plano East team. They will all either play at the next level or this will be the last time they lace them up. Always a depressing night to watch some of these kids. They know it's the last time they'll ever play competitive football. Here is Elwanger now to punt it away with just a minute left on our clock. Ball rolling inside the 30, down to the 24. Stop there with 55 seconds. Allen should come out in victory formation. Make sure you stick around for our post-game show tonight. We'll get you caught up on all the scores from around the area. We'll get you all the statistics from this game. And what was a close game up until the end. Allen pulls away late, but Plano East really came to play hard here tonight, and we heard from head coach Joey McCullough that that was going to be the case, and they did just that. Absolutely nothing to hang your head about if you're a Plano East Panther. Jared Harvey out there to take a couple of knees here, and that will do it. Our final score will be 35-13. 44 left on the clock, so one more kneel down, and that will be all she wrote for the Plano East Panthers here in 2014. The Allen Eagles finish the regular season undefeated, and they will move on into the playoffs, looking for a third consecutive state title. 27 left now on the game clock. One final knee, and that will do it here tonight. 20 left on the clock and counting.
You know, we'll get into it more in the postgame, but these Plano East Panther fans down here, they're dancing, they're having fun, and I'll tell you why. Because they know what's to come for the future. There's a lot to look forward to for this
our
team.
Clock is now at 000. That is your ball game. The final here tonight from Tom Kimbrough, the Allen Eagles 35 and the Plano East Panthers 13. The teams are crossing the 50-yard line to shake hands, as is traditional here with Texas high school football. We will take a quick break. When we come back on the post-game show, we will have all those stats, scores from around the area, and more. We'll wrap it all up for the 2014 season for the Plano East Panthers. You're listening to the Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be three things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Welcome to the Panthers post-game show right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. I'm Eli Jordan with my broadcast partner tonight, Rick Folletti. And Rick, a 35-13 final here tonight. The Allen Eagles defeat the Plano East Panthers. Allen finishes the regular season at 9-0, and for Plano East, they finish at just 1-8. But what a hard-fought game we had here tonight. It was a fun game to watch. Really, really interesting. Plano East, you know what, they had their chances. You can't say that they didn't have their chances. Allen just too much in the end, but, you know, a very, very hard-fought game.
Absolutely. I mean, if you are Coach McCullough, if you're Coach Bailey, if you're Coach LeBeau, you have to be super happy with the way your guys came out here and fought tonight. There were some key words in the pregame that I really, really liked from Coach McCullough. And, you know, it just goes to show what he was teaching to his guys. He was talking about a culture change, fighting for 4 quarters. He had talked about wanting to build confidence moving forward for next year. And I'll be honest with you, I think they did all of that here tonight.
I don't think there's any question they did all of that. They built some confidence moving forward, and they did. They fought till the bitter end. I mean, they had some opportunities to make this game close. I mean, Allen just has so many top-notch athletes. You know, Plano East, they've got their athletes too, but the majority of their guys that are really the ones carrying the mail and that are going to be carrying the torch for them over the next couple of years are your younger players. You know, only a few guys graduating that are the ones that you really are your senior leaders. You know, your guys like your Austin Corbett, your Landis Durham, and, of course, Durham didn't play tonight. And, boy, what a big help he would have been trying to bottle up Kyler Murray if you've got a guy like that out there. But, you know, Coach McCullough did an outstanding job. They called a great game here tonight against a very, very tough opponent.
Fantastic game.
You know, what more can you ask for? They had a chance in the second half to come down and make it a close game, and it was a close game for the majority of the second half, so absolutely nothing to hang your head about if you're a Plano East Panther here tonight. You know, they just, in the end, just didn't have the horses quite to keep up with Allen, but nobody has this year. It's one of those things that, again, you know, 35 points tonight from Allen. Last week, Plano West, which they're advancing on to the playoffs. A lot of people think Plano West is one of the better teams in the area. They gave up 70 to Allen, so, you know, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean,
you know, on any given night, any team could score or not score. I mean, it's hard to completely compare the two, but, you know, the fact that they were able to hold them to 35 points when their average on the season for an offense, they score 58 points a game average, to hold them to 35 is, to me, a more impressive stat than looking at the Plano West from last week. I mean, you hold them to 23 points under their average for points for the season. That's pretty impressive anytime you can do that to an offense as powerful as Allen is.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's get you the scoring summary here while we've got you. Then we'll take a break, come back and give you some stats and some scores, and then we'll wrap up this entire season. If you're a Plano East fan, we'll kind of give you the outlook for next year and get you caught up on that. Rick, go ahead and take it away with that scoring summary.
All right, so let's get to the scoring in the second half. Only 2 touchdowns in the second half for Allen. Again, pretty good defense by Plano East. Plano East starts out the third quarter with the Alante Williams 63-yard interception return. Let me tell you what, that was the play of the game in my opinion. Alante Williams jumps the route. Kyler Murray had no business throwing that ball to the outside. We had talked about all second half after he took that, what was probably a late hit. He did not appear to be the same player. Threw that pass to the outside. Alante Williams took it to the house. And that made it a 1-score game. It was only an 8-point lead for Allen with 1:09 left in the third quarter. So, I mean, almost heading into the fourth quarter, it was 1-possession game. And then it got a little bit out of hand in the late in the third quarter. Camden Harrison, the 17-yard pass from Kyler Murray for a touchdown. And then in the fourth quarter, Kyler Murray tops off the scoring for Allen with 3:46 left in the fourth quarter with a 20-yard touchdown run.
Well, and, you know, and the big play there from Alante Williams, the 63-yard pick six out of the hand of Kyler Murray. But bigger than that was the penalty that followed it, an excessive celebration penalty from Plano East. And I can't say I blame them. I mean, your entire sideline's going crazy. You're, barking as you're about to score and high-stepping and all that stuff. And, you get that penalty, however, and then you have to, unfortunately, kick off from your own 20-yard line. You kick it deep, and Allen's able to return the ball down to about the 30. So right away you give them a short field, and they went on to score 24 seconds later. So, I mean, that was just a big-time penalty. And, again, penalties have hurt this team a lot. And once again, I can't blame the kids for being excited about that pick six.
I was excited. Did you hear me?
Yeah, me too. I mean, we were both pumped. But that penalty, I mean, that, it ends up just really killing you because you're right back in the game, like you said, one possession, but where you set Allen's offense up, they score in 24 seconds, and then you're right back out of it again. So it happens, but, Plano East really battled hard here tonight, and, you got to take your hats off to Coach McCullough and all those kids, especially the seniors that played here for the final time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back on the Panthers post game, we will talk about some individual and team statistics. We'll do all that right after this.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
You are listening to the Panthers postgame show live on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. The final score here tonight from Kimbrough Stadium, 35-13, the Allen Eagles up into the Plano East Panthers. For Allen, I apologize, I misspoke after that last break. Allen finishes the season a perfect 10-0, and for Plano East, they finish at 1-9, so apologize for that, but again, Rick, an outstanding performance here from Plano East, even though they don't come away with the win. The last 3 weeks of this season really proved what they have going in the future. And let's talk about some of the statistics for tonight, and whenever we come back, we'll give you some out-of-town scores, and then we'll preview that 2015 season.
All right, for Allen, total yards, 526 total yards. Plano East, 296. First downs, 30 for Allen versus 14 for Plano East. Rushing for Allen, 29 rushes for 200 yards, almost 7 yards a carry. And rushing was shut down a little bit in the second half for Plano East, 38 rushes for 146 yards. And let's see, for Allen, passing, Kyler Murray, 24 of 37, almost 65% on passes, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns and 3 TDs and 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. For Plano East, Miklo Smalls, 10 of 22 for 45% of passes and 150 yards of completion passes. Now, for Allen, rushing, Kyler Murray leading rusher, 11 attempts for 131 yards, almost 12 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. And then Feliciano, their top running back, 11 attempts for 58 yards, almost 5.27 yards a carry, which seems a little trivial compared to the almost 12 yards a carry for Murray. He also had a touchdown. Now, for Plano East, Deontay Powell, the leading rusher for the Panthers, 7 attempts for 72 yards, 10.29 on the average. And Miklo Smalls, 28 attempts of rushing, only 65 yards. That's a measly 2.32 yards per carry. Not a lot of running room on the ground for Miklo Smalls. For Allen, their leading rusher, Jalen Guyton, no surprise there, 8 reception, 103 yards for 13 yards per catch and 1 touchdown. Cody Butler, 8 for 89. Camden Harrison, 3 for 47. Divine Diggs, 3 for 47. And 2 more receivers each with 1 reception. Lee Morris with a touchdown. Plano East, Zadok Wilson, 5 receptions for 69 yards, puts him in front as the leading receiver. At Audio Matosho, 3 receptions for 43. Carson Young had a catch for 1 for 28 yards. And Tim Wilson also got in on the action, 1 reception for 10 yards.
All right, those are your stats from tonight's game. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll get you updated with all the scores from around the area, and then we will get you wrapped up in the 2014 Plano East Panthers season. You're listening to the Panthers postgame show right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. Back after this.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and
And welcome back to the Panthers post-game show right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. It's all over for the Plano East Panthers here in 2014. They finished their season with a 1-9 record after a 35-13 loss here tonight to the defending state champion Allen Eagles. Allen, they are 10-0. They will advance on into the state playoffs, looking for yet another title run. Let's get you caught up on some of the other scores from around the area. It'll take just a couple of minutes to do this, and then we'll take another quick break, and then we come back. We'll get you all wrapped up and get you on your way here tonight from Tom Kimbrough Stadium. Rick, tell us about some scores.
All right, well, if I were to tell you that there were 4 games tonight and Plano East held Allen to the lowest point total of any other victor in the district, would you believe me?
Probably not.
Okay. 35-13 here was our score here tonight, Allen on top. Plano West and Flower Mound, 44-9. Plano West wins that one. Or I'm sorry, it's in the fourth quarter. McKinney Boyd in Hebron, 48-10. McKinney Boyd on top of there. And then with it 14-7 at the half with Plano and Louisville, Plano comes out and scores 31 points in the second half to be a final score of 45-7. Plano wins that one in Louisville. Other action, 7-6A, Coppell and Haltom. Coppell 55, Haltom 0. And LD Bell, not enough to take on South Lake Carroll, 38-14 in that one. We have a final in the Gopher Warrior Bowl between South Grand Prairie and Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill barely comes out on top, 37-35, the victor in that one. Another close game I want to report to you, Keller Fossil Ridge and Trophy Club Byron Nelson. Byron Nelson pulls out the win, 27-13 for the final there. Those are the top games in 6-6A for North Texas action. 6A action here in North Texas. Back to you, Eli.
All right, certainly appreciate that. Let's take one final break. When we come back, we'll pay some bills. We'll also talk a little bit about 2014 and what to look forward to in 2015. We'll put a big bow on this entire season for you if you're a Plano East fan. We'll come back and we'll do that here in just a minute. You're listening to the Panthers postgame show right here on Champion Sports Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
And welcome back to the Panthers post-game show. For the final time here in 2014, the Plano East Panthers finished the season with a 1-9 record. And they drop one to Allen here tonight at Tom Kimbrough Stadium. Final 35-13. Allen, of course, finishes the regular season undefeated. They are on into the playoffs starting next week. Rick, let's wrap this thing up. And obviously we've talked a lot about the Plano East team and the youth that they have and just what they have moving forward. Let's readdress that just a little bit here as we get ready to close things out here tonight in 2014.
Looking forward to actually, let's wrap up this season first. If you look at how young this team is, in the second half of the season, I say that they played fairly well. I mean, they had some games where they were very competitive. They scored a lot of points. They had flashes of excellence. They had, really, to be honest with you, they had fantastic quarterback play. Miklos Smalls had a 7-touchdown game through the air with an additional touchdown on the ground against Louisville. Then comes out the next week, struggles a little bit, but still plays a good game. But overall, what we have said, we're all junior receivers. And a sophomore in there as well with number 14, Cameron Moore. Your tight end, your starting tight end, Tim Young.
Carson Young. Yeah, you saw Carson Young. We saw
Junior.
A little bit of him in the second half tonight.
Saw him in the second half. So, there's a lot to hang your hat on and be excited about. And basically what I'm saying is that you can't be disappointed in this effort tonight. And overall in the season, I know the record wasn't what you wanted, but there is going to be a different culture in this organization next year, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We talked to Joey McCullough a little bit last week about some of these seniors, and, he felt bad for some of these kids because they had 3 head coaches in a matter of about 15 months. Well, now that they've got McCullough over here, I can't imagine they're going to make any changes. Sure, this season probably didn't go like many had hoped, but they also knew it was a rebuilding year, and they're going to let him get in there and get his system installed and give him a few years to kind of build something out of this program. And if you look at their schedule this year, you've got a 7-point loss to Dallas Jesuit, the second game of the season, non-district play. You've got a game that they lost 58-56 at Louisville, and that was a game they had won. And then, sort of all kinds of freaky things started happening, and they end up on the short end of the stick there. But that's a winnable game, and when you've got such youth, it's hard to kind of get over that hump and learn how to win close games like that. They couldn't do it there. And let's not even factor in the botched call that ended up being the 2-point difference in the game, which admittedly was a botched call by the officiating crew after the game. And then you've got the game against Hebron last week where they fumble on the doorstep going in at the 2. They lose that game by 3. So, if you just take those 3 games alone, that bumps your record up from 1-9 to all of a sudden you're 4-5, or 4-6. So, you have to appreciate that and the fact that they lost 3 games by a total of 12 points. So, the future is definitely bright here for Plano East. You've got Miklos Smalls returning. You also have his backup, Miles Thompson. He's just a junior. He's coming back. So, you've got some experience there if you need it. You've got Deontay Powell, the starting running back. He comes back. You've got Trey Hunter, the freshman. He was out for the last 4 games. This year, he returns. As you mentioned, all the wide receivers back. Omatosho, Cameron Moore, Zadok Wilson, Jason Sievert, and Tim Wilson. They're all back. All 5 of those receivers are coming back next year. So the future is definitely bright. You do lose some stuff on the offensive front there, but you've got Carson Young back to tight end. And then on the defensive side of the ball, if you look at some of the talent they've got in their youth, you've got Anthony Hines, who is just a sophomore, and I can tell you what, that kid flies to the football about as good as any sophomore I have ever seen in my life. So, the future is certainly bright there. You saw guys like Ralph French that kind of got thrown in the grinder here after all the injuries. He was called up from the JV squad a few weeks back, and he did a fine job coming up from the JV squad. And then you've got Reuben Donald, who also comes back.
Grayson Diepenbrock, a very, very talented sophomore who's going to be there for you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you've got and Diepenbrock. I mean, a guy that was a starter at the beginning of the year, and he was out for the season with a broken wrist after about 6 games. So I mean, a guy like him, you've got him coming back as well. I mean, that linebacking core has the potential to be absolutely nasty here in a couple of years if you keep Diepenbrock healthy, you keep Anthony Hines healthy. When they're both seniors, I mean, you're looking at a team that could potentially be filthy on the defensive side and on the offensive side of the ball with Smalls. I mean, you've got these 3 guys that are going to grow up together. So, I mean, you can't say enough about how they battled here tonight and about how bright the future is for this Plano East team. Any final thoughts, Rick, on 2014?
Final thoughts, definitely, if you're a Plano East fan, is be patient. I know that this was a disappointing season for you, but be very excited about the future. This is a program who has an amazing head coach. You guys out there listening, you don't know how fortunate, or maybe you do know how fortunate you are to have a coach like Joey McCullough as your head coach. He is a Plano East Panther through and through. He graduated from Plano East. He's not going anywhere. He's going to build a program here, and it already started. It started this season, but it escalated here tonight.
There is no question. Yeah, I mean that's very well said. It did honestly almost kind of start here tonight. I mean, this team played very, very hard all night long, and nothing but good things to say about their performance. But 100% accurate that I feel like it did start tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, he's been talking culture all year, and it showed here tonight. It actually came to fruition. His seed that he planted came out of the ground and started to sprout tonight. And over the offseason, it's going to cultivate until next year it's going to be a tree that can stand out on its own and provide shade. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but you know what I'm saying, right?
I 100%. Yeah, it makes sense to me. And, there's not enough you can say about just what kind of future this program holds with Coach McCullough, and he's done an outstanding job in his first year. The record doesn't necessarily reflect that, but they had some very, very tough games down the stretch, and again, I think they've planted the seed for greatness here over the next couple of years. Players of the game for tonight?
My player of the game for Plano East is definitely going to be Alante Williams. He had the pick 6. Played fantastic. Not only did he have the pick 6, but he had some really nice tackles and nice to pass his defense tonight. And then it gets a little ugly looking over at Allen. I mean, they came out with the win. I mean, you have Kyler Murray accounted for 4 touchdowns, but had a sloppy game, 3 turnovers. I guess you could give it to him, or you were saying
yeah, you certainly can't go wrong with Kyler Murray ever. I mean, the guy's just an electric player, but he did have the turnovers, one of which was the pick 6 that really got Plano East back into the game. Of course, he quickly put out that fire with a touchdown pass shortly thereafter, but you could also go with Jalen Guyton. And I mean, you could pick one of those guys probably just about every week as the player of the game, but certainly Alante Williams on the Plano East side of the football, and an outstanding game from that young man, a senior. So a nice way to end his career with the big pick 6 against a guy that, eventually could be playing on Sundays. Alante Williams maybe one of these days might say, hey, I picked that guy off and housed it, our senior year. So an outstanding game from Alante Williams. So anything else?
My final thoughts for the year, I had a great time calling Plano East football games. I look forward to calling games in the future, and I had a great time with you, Eli. Definitely enjoyed our time together, and without getting too sentimental, I look forward to more opportunities in the future. So very blessed to be here and feel fortunate to be able to enjoy my hobbies on the Friday night, if you will.
Yeah, certainly appreciate all your hard work as well. You came prepared and clearly enjoy what you're doing, and you can't ask for much more as a play-by-play guy to have your analyst show up ready to go and ready to work hard and know all about what's going on. Plano East Panthers football has been brought to you in 2014 by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. By Buford Roofing and Construction. When you use Buford Roofing and Construction, you can consider yourself protected, and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. By Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road at I-635. Well, Rick, that's it. Plano East Panthers season has come to a close tonight, and of course we here at Champion Sports Radio would like to take a second to thank everyone involved with Plano ISD football, especially head coach Joey McCullough and his staff for taking time out of their busy schedule from week to week to keep us informed, and Coach McCullough for taking the time to talk to us before each game. A special thanks to all the Panthers players as well. We certainly, truly appreciate what it means to be a student athlete, and without all your hard work and dedication, we'd have no season to broadcast. For all those seniors who played their final game tonight, we certainly wish you the best of luck in the future. And to those players planning on suiting up for the Panthers in 2015, we can't wait to see you back out on the field. For my broadcast partner, Rick Folletti, I'm Eli Jordan. This has been a production of Champion Sports Radio in conjunction with SportsSoundsRadio.com. Your final score tonight, the Allen Eagles 35, the Plano East Panthers 13. Until 2015, take care and good night from Tom Kimbrough Stadium in Murphy, Texas.